Justice must be made. Corrupt halls where shadows scheme, stealing futures, shattering dreams. Bitter moms, their hatred burns. That's denied as the wheel turns. Dad, talk today. Hear the father's cries, fighting for their kids, tearing through the lies. Dad, talk today. Voices never fade. In the war for love, justice must be made.
Wow, dude, that got me pumped
I
up.
know. I was like,
love
yeah.
it.
I love that 80s style to that song. It just has that.
Dude, there's something about that era of thrash metal that just hit different. And thank you, AI. I mean, I'm very worried about AI with many things, but at least I know my style of music will never die because it's only a few words away.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Using AI, I mean, if you create from it instead of having it do everything like that one kid that he did his entire doctoral dissertation with AI.
Yeah.
But use it to help you create. It's actually a great tool.
Oh,
I'm using
dude.
it
Helps me
professionally
so
and
much.
personally.
Helps me so much with being able to do like the thing I hated the most about content creation was I got to come up with a YouTube video title and description.
Oh,
and
yeah.
every once in a while, there'll be somebody that actually reads the description like, what is this? I'm like, oops, I should have proofed. But it's just like the little tedious stuff. It helps with so much, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
On the back end of it, AI is getting to a place that's really scary to me, dude, because I have noticed it's getting much more personality.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've actually had guys that are going through like really bad situations and relationships and stuff that AI is being like a comforter to them.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear
talking to them? And they're like, they're almost like developing a relationship with the AI. That's really scary because, I mean, it's so good you could almost forget that this is a computer talking to me right here. This isn't real.
There was a South Park episode last week on it.
Really?
Yeah, it was actually pretty funny. It was good, but yeah, no, it's getting crazy. Actually, another guy I follow, Better Bachelor, he's talking about how girls are actually getting turned down from AI. They're trying to jump on it or whatever, and they're getting turned down, which is hilarious on a whole other level there. But yeah, no, AI is it's a great tool. I mean, I've watched Terminator. I know where this ends, but AI is really,
yeah, I know it. That's Lawnmower Man. You remember
Lawnmower
that?
Man. Oh god, great movie. Yeah, underrated movie, but yeah.
It was, but back in the day, that was such a cool movie, dude. The effects and everything.
CGI?
I remember, being like, "Oh my god, the graphics! Like this is." And you watch that stuff now, and it's like, "How did I ever believe this?"
Some of it does not age well. Well, I've been watching all the old TV shows, and I watched Land of the Lost. I don't know if you remember that show, syndication. But I watched it when it first came out in the early 70s, and the dinosaurs and all the other stuff happened. I'm going, oh my god, I cannot believe I believed this stuff.
So let me say really quick, guys, we got a lot to go over, and it's going to be all talked about in between us being dorks and just having fun. We've had a long work week, and I figured this would be a time as we're waking up for me and this guy to just get on and BS. He's got a new job, so we don't get to do it daily like we used to. And then I've got my hands full.
Oh, God.
Because, I took on the new project with the Whitakers.
Yep.
And it's been quite a roller coaster. They have fans all over the world, dude. But,
literally.
Yeah. But their neighbor is the one that asked me to get involved, and we've been doing this together. And this past week, he broke his shin. And I don't know if you saw the pictures. It's pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think he's not going to be driving or going anywhere with Timmy for a minute.
I do got to ask, what is an SXS? I have no idea. Side by side. Okay. All right.
But this is the story that as I know of it. I mean, I've talked to Patrick several times, even just yesterday. So he went to this bluegrass festival. Patrick loves playing banjo. And so I think, and he let the Whitakers go with them. They've never seen a concert, man. They love getting out and just getting to do these things. I took them to the movies for the first time. A lot of first.
Yeah, a lot of first.
I was there, and they just love being able to meet people. But anyway, make a long story short, he goes to this festival, and I guess they're riding ATVs and four-wheelers and side-by-sides. And Patrick flipped it. He flipped the side-by-side. I would love to tell you I'm shocked that happened. I'm really not.
Yeah.
I've been in the truck with him, especially going through those windy roads in West Virginia. You better calm down there, you little whippersnapper. You're not so young anymore. But it flipped over and it was on top of his leg.
Oh.
And so at some point he asked a guy, "Hey man, you got to get this off of me." So imagine this, guys. I'm going to give you the mental image. Patrick's laying on the ground. The side-by-side is on top of him. The guy goes to lift it, and then it slips out of his hand.
Oh,
so he's got it a good bit up. It slips out of his hand.
Oh.
It's right on Patrick's shin. And I can just see that mental image of Patrick, when his leg just snaps. My leg just broke.
My leg just broke.
Yeah. He said he started, and Patrick was already having problems with his blood pressure. He's been having some really high blood pressure, as have I. Stress level has been through the roof because we've had a lot going on, guys. A lot of people trying to reach out. It's been a lot. But he almost had to get a heart monitor put on just the week before that because his blood pressure was so bad. And then all of a sudden his leg gets snapped, and he said his blood pressure and everything just went to the roof. Anxiety attack. Called his mom and was like, "Hey, this is what's going on." Yeah, dude. Oh.
Look at that thing. Oh, God.
Oh. So
that's a flesh wound. That's
and so one of the less talked about things is he's also got 3 broken ribs.
Oh.
That's just like another thing. He's just like, "Oh yeah, I got broken ribs too." He's worried about that shin. And so it has been replaced with titanium.
Okay. Ooh, Wolverine.
And so I'm from Georgia, so I've been making that 20-hour round trip to West Virginia. I've done it twice, and I get as much content as I can. And the rest of the time, Patrick's, doing the videos with Timmy and stuff. And now he can't. Now we got all these people wanting Whittaker content, and I've got dad talk.
Right.
My plate's full. So it's an interesting time to say the least, but we're going to do the best that we can. And that's why we're live today. I can make some content. If you guys got any questions, whether it's Whitakers, dad talk, bring them in here. And in between that, me and this guy are just going to have fun and do what we do. So, a lot of times with dad talk, we're talking about father's rights, and we can talk about that some too. There's not much we can talk about on that subject that we haven't ad nauseum. I just want this to be fun. There is something with dad talk I want to talk about right now. The guy doesn't know I'm going to do it, but this just touched my heart so much. I got to get through a couple of messages this week. I know I at least got 10,000 unanswered emails right now. I'm not even joking you. 10,000 at least, because it's been building up. I'm like 3 years behind on emails.
Right.
We just can't
do Control Delete.
I mean, it sucks because I want to read every one of them.
Oh yeah.
There was one that came in this week I got to catch, and it was a guy that had heard about me needing some people to join Dad Talk to help with fundraising and stuff.
Ooh.
Because but the story is going to touch your heart, dude.
Okay.
So with the fundraising, I've got several projects going on right now that I need to get completed that I already started on. I got the documentary about Jeff Younger, who's been fighting for around 7-8 years now, guys, to make sure that his son does not get a surgery to turn him into a girl. He's been fighting against this since James was 7. James is now 12. He might be 13 by now because time keeps going by. Yeah. Jeff has spent $1.5 million to try to keep his son from being turned into a girl. They do have his son, we know, on puberty blockers, which means he will not experience puberty. And that just gets under my skin so bad, dude. And as of not long ago, Jeff got a letter in the mail saying that James will no longer be James. He's getting a girl name, but Jeff's not even allowed to know what that name's going to be. Jeff has lost all rights to both of his kids. There's twin brothers.
You got Jude, yeah,
James and Jude.
yeah.
And Jeff, because he doesn't want his son to be turned into a girl, has lost all rights to the kids. Not allowed to see them, not allowed to talk to them. The only time he was allowed to see them, he had a few times they gave him supervised visitations where he was forced to pay big money to go sit in this place with a third party while his son comes in a dress, and he's not allowed to call his son James, and
Right.
he has to affirm him as a girl or he's going to lose all of his rights. It was a trap.
Right. Yeah.
Basically, we're telling you, oh, this is how you spend time with your son, and you don't want to take it. You don't want to take. No, he doesn't get to spend time with his son. It's a trap. You have to come in here. You have to call him a girl. You have to go along with the delusion, or you're a bad dad, and you've got to pay for it on top of that. And they want him to pay for child support and medical to pull all of this off with. It is one of the most sickening things on the face of this earth, guys. And I can't sit back and allow that to happen. I spent my own money on a loan trying to get that documentary out. Riley Gaines, the swimmer, she's in it. Walt Heyer, who spent several years as a transgender because the doctor told him he had to. That is going to be an interesting story when people hear it. He's a very, very smart advocate. But I've got more interviews that need to be done, and then editing, which is the biggest part of it, and we need the funds for it. On top of that, I also got the John Mast situation where part 3 just happened.
Right.
We've made 2 documentaries on that case, and on the last documentary that was made, we didn't have the best of news for people, and it ended on a very sour note. Well, the best part of that story just happened, and that story's not over, guys, and there needs to be a new part. And we've done most of the shooting. I was up there for a week covering the trial. In order to pull this off, we're going to need funds. It just is. We don't get the funding that these places do. So I'm looking, I don't want to be the guy on there saying, hey, send money and stuff like that. I hate that part. So I was looking for some independent people that can come in and help dad talk with that has experience in it. And I get this letter earlier this week, dude. The gentleman's name is Christopher. He is a single dad, but he is going through a rare type of cancer right now. And he is bedridden. He can't walk. He can't talk. He can't do any of that. He's stuck to the bed. And he told me that he believes in this mission so much that even though he can't do those things and that he's sick, he wants to help raise funds for us because he believes in the mission.
Wow.
Dude, you talking about hitting, dude, on another level. Yeah. If that guy can want to get involved, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so when I saw it, I'm like, oh my God, dude. And I'm still just sitting there trying to process in this information. I was like, such a heartwarming story, dude. And I'm going to try to make sure he lives out of Pennsylvania. I asked him where he lived. He didn't probably know why, because I would like to visit him and tell his story. How inspiring is that, dude? If that dad can fight, we all can fight to try to get dad's rights going. So, but yeah, that was just, one of those things. And then I don't have much time back home, especially now with Patrick getting his personal life. Yeah. So as far as my update with the Whitakers, the John Mass story is somewhat connecting. I was originally trying to keep the two of those separate, but it's just kind of hard, dude, because I got my heart into both of the projects. Right. Yeah. So it was inevitable. They were probably going to cross paths. And I think, you know what? This is what dad talk is all about. This is dads coming in there to help this family's life, because dads, we know we can do it. We know what we do for our families, and we can do it for other families. This is a father's love. And it's coming from that perspective. But John's story is starting to intersect with the Whitakers now, because John Mast was former Amish. Actually, he lived over half of his life as an Amish, and his family lived even more, his dad and his mom, and me and his dad, guys, are just so tight. And when he heard about the Whittaker situation, he said, Eric, I want to go talk to the Amish with you. I think they will get involved in this project. For those not familiar with the Amish, how would you explain the Amish way of life, Dewayne? I'll let you do that while I drink some coffee.
Well, I mean, there was different groupings of Amish. I mean, people have, the TV show that they've watched, which gives a caricature of a lot of their background, but they have a central core belief in the Bible. And there's different groups. So you have the ones, you'll see them. They're the ones that they got the horse and the cart, and they don't do electricity, and they don't do phones, and there are some Amish that don't do that, and then there are some that do, and they have a lot of different groups. But as far as their moral character and all that overall, it's just one of forgiveness, love, family is family means everything to them. Good heart. Whenever every encounter I've ever had with Amish throughout my life has always been positive. You can see that the way they interact with each other, the close-knit family bonds, the wanting to work and do good, do the Lord's work. The father is the patriarch of the family. He, in a lot of ways, has that patriarchal position. The mother's the matriarch. She has her role as well. They have, the traditional values, I would call them.
No doubt they have a different way of doing things and beliefs. And I don't agree with it all the way, nor would they agree with it all the way. But when it comes to their sense of family, I love it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was watching a documentary the other day where they was talking to one of the Amish, and the guy was telling them, he was like, look, my family, we stay so busy. Sometimes we only get to eat supper together once or twice a week. And that Amish guy's head was blown. He was like, once or twice a week. He said, I couldn't imagine not sitting down with my family to eat every night.
Right.
How many of us do that now? It's so tempting to say, man, I got that episode of the Ghostbusters that I missed. I want to watch tonight while I'm chilling down on my Dave's Hot Chicken. You see what
Dave's Chicken. Okay. All right. Yeah. Got the reference
anyway,
there. Yeah.
Well, I'm the same way, dude. I get a pizza. I want to sit down and watch my show, but it's those little moments right there that mean so much. Hey, baby, how was your day today? How was school?
That's little important things.
What do you got going on at work? It's that sense of family, and the Amish do that so well, and not just with the family, their sense of community. You're not allowed to insure a barn. So one of the things they're the most infamous about with their construction and their family is you can't insure a barn. So what the Amish community does together, if a barn burns down, they all come together, not just like one or two families. They all come together to build that barn. And in a day, they will have that whole thing constructed. And the community comes in, chips in, and everything. They hold auctions to where they will donate several different things, and it raises like $500,000 each time. And like, there's several different areas. And this is the best of my understanding. They don't have medical insurance, so they each pay for each other's medical, dude. They chip in and they work together as a people. And when they do construction, not only is it the best construction work you will ever see, and they don't use power tools. It'll all be hand tools because they don't believe in electricity, guys. And when they do it, it will be better and faster than anybody you will see. And with the Whitakers, they are really hoping to get something before winter time, which is a very tall task because winter's not that far away.
Right. Especially
winter's not
up
that far away. Yes, where the winter is a lot worse than it is here.
Right.
Okay. And right now, their only source of heat is this wood stove that's there in the living room. And behind it is a stack of clothes that goes to the roof, and it's just not ideal, guys.
Yeah.
Ray, Lorraine, they deserve better than this, man. And they just need somebody to help them. But the reality is behind that, we've got to go have the conversation with the Amish, see if they will partner with us. And the reason I'm doing that, yes, if they agree to it, they have not yet. and it's confusing because there's people have heard me talk about it and they think, oh, it's already done. No, this is what we plan to do.
No,
And I have said that time and time again. I think they're going to do it.
We hope,
but
yeah.
We won't know. We won't know until then. And then one of the reasons I'm wanting to do this is I know the accusations that get made when anytime money's involved with anything. Okay.
Well, yeah.
The Whitakers had already been involved in a scandal where money was raised for them in the past.
Yep.
And there was a granddaughter or a daughter that spent the money on crystal meth. I'm not going to allow that to happen again.
Right.
But one of the ways I'm going to make sure it doesn't happen is I'm trying to get a third party that says we will build the house and we will handle the funds. Because I got people that are literally begging to send money. And I'm saying,
begging.
No money until I know there's somebody there that can guard this with their life, man.
Right.
And I know the Amish will do this and we won't have anything to worry about. So once we get that set up and it's in a trusted place, I can then start the fundraiser. And then we got to raise however much money you're looking at, 150, 200 grand, probably minimum to build a house.
Minimum nowadays.
You got to have 5 bedrooms too, because
Yeah.
they each got to have a bedroom. You got to have Larry, Betty, Ray, Lorraine, Timmy.
Yeah. How did Timmy enjoy when he was at the B&B? How did he enjoy having his own room?
Dude, Timmy did not want to go home. And it's the little things that we take for granted, guys.
Yeah.
He's never had his own bedroom. And so it's weird to think about Timmy in this regard because, and I said something on my
He's
Facebook
46.
about it. He's 46 years old.
Right.
So he's 6 years older than me. However, when he's with me, I treat Timmy like he's one of my kids.
Right. Yeah.
He's about the mentality, I would say, of a 10-year-old. However, he's also very smart, but he's into things that like a 10-year-old would be into.
Right.
The most innocent, pure heart that you could see. And I say that only because at the Airbnb, I had a room, my brother had a room. The other room was a kid's room with a double bunk bed, not your average bunk bed, though, dude. It was like double size.
Right.
It was a big bunk bed.
I want a bunk bed.
Yeah, and then it was set up with a DVD player. It was set up for like a teenage boy.
Yeah.
And when Timmy got in there, he was so excited, like, oh my God, you know.
I'd be excited.
Yeah, he was like, I want to stay with you. I knew what he was trying to tell me. I was like, you
Right.
want to stay with me? Yeah, yeah. And I said, all right. I was like, you can stay with me, man. And then once he stayed that first night, he didn't want to stay again. Let me tell you something else funny. We go to the grocery store because I grilled out for the Whitakers one night and got some hamburgers and hot dogs and stuff. And I was letting Timmy help me. And at some point, I guess I turned my head and Timmy put a big thing of peanuts in there, Planters peanuts. And then when I go to check out, I see these peanuts and I'm like, where in the world did this come from? And Timmy just sitting there smiling at me. I was like, well, you don't need these, Timmy. Timmy don't have no teeth. And I'm sitting there like, he can't eat peanuts. So I went and put them back and oh, dude, Timmy wasn't having it. He was like,
Peanuts.
Give me my nuts back.
Goobers.
So I was like, okay, we'll get you some nuts. So the next morning when Timmy wakes up, I go in there in the bed and Timmy's just sitting there just a smiling, man. He watched that DVD player and went to sleep, but there beside the bed was a bunch of like brown shavings. And I thought, oh my God, because I'm very respectful of people's homes when we're at these Airbnbs. I go the extra mile to clean. And the lady was super nice.
Even extra 20.
Brown shavings there. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, was he like scraping the finish?
Looks like a Texas Roadhouse there.
And I was like, Timmy, what did you do? He's like, And I'm like, I don't know what that means. You know,
you lost me.
Come to find out in the middle of the night, Timmy got up and ate those peanuts. It was the skins off of the peanuts. He laid in bed watching the movie, eating those peanuts, dude. And he just had the time of his life.
Yeah.
And if you guys haven't seen the video, he was with my brother. I think what meant the world to Timmy more than anything is he got to be one of the boys.
Yeah.
He farted on us the whole weekend. And I didn't know. I mean, we know him because we talked about this before. I posted the video yesterday where Larry was talking about somebody farting in the car, and there was a person that got offended by it. I'm like, guys,
No,
out of all the things to get offended by,
really,
I don't think that's going to be the last time you see Timmy Whittaker fart, because he likes to fart.
yeah,
But not just that, dude. He's just one of the boys, and so
Yeah.
we pick at him in a good way, friendly
Yeah.
way. It's like, Timmy, how big is that fish you catch? He go like that. I'm like, Timmy, you didn't catch no fish like that. And he gets mad. He's like, yeah, I did. But dude, I miss him. So
yeah. You can tell that they have put a spot on your heart there. They
oh man,
those interactions and all that, and seeing it's funny because the camera. I mean, I haven't met them personally, but you can see like when you show up, the way their attitude changes. They get excited. I mean, it's hard to almost to capture it on video, but they get genuinely excited to see you. Just having that interaction.
well, so this is one of those things, dude. And I want to be careful in saying this because it can get misconstrued so easily. So I wouldn't know who the Whittaker family was without Mark Laida from Soft White Underbelly.
Right, yeah.
He had been making those videos for a long time. And the reason I knew who they were is because I watched all those videos. I loved that family. I was just a guy from Georgia that couldn't wait for the videos to come out on YouTube because there was something about that family that was innocent, pure. It was real. It's not the Kardashians.
Right, exactly.
Real life.
Right.
And when Patrick heard about Dad Talk and asked me to get involved, man, like with the Whitakers, I was like, oh my God. It was just one of those things I never would have thought all those years watching the Whitakers. Now I would be doing this,
Yeah.
But I had an image, or I guess that concept in my mind of what it would be like being around them by watching them with Mark. And I knew too, there was things that I could tell was probably different from Mark because he was from Hollywood. Whereas I grew up in the South, man. A lot of that I saw. My dad was always in the less fortunate communities, helping the mentally challenged and stuff like that. So I felt comfortable being there. Now, obviously, the situation's extreme, and so I'm not saying like that was normal to me, but it wasn't shocking to me. It wasn't like, oh my God, what's going on here? It was just like I got up, I went in just plain clothes, and I started talking to them like I would anybody else, and I tried to make that my thing. I'm not gonna, hey, how are you today? Or no, I just talk to them like I would the next person, dude. And it's getting them out of their shell. They're genuinely happy. And Lorraine, I found out how much she likes potato chips. And so when she sees me, buddy, she jumps out of her chair because she knows she's going to get some potato chips.
Yeah.
It goes further than that, Dewayne. For some reason, Lorraine has really just taken to me. And it
you can tell. Yeah.
She's becoming one of my favorite.
Yeah.
She really is. And then Ray too, man. I mean, the first time I meet the guy, he's hugging me, and me and him have just developed this bond. But then I say that about Ray and Lorraine, and then there's Timmy. Timmy looks at Patrick like he's his dad.
Right.
Up until Patrick started going up there, Dewayne, Timmy, for 46 years of his life, has sat there on that porch, and his life has just been going by.
Yeah.
With a coloring book. Nobody to take up time with him. Nobody to teach him how to do things. Nothing.
Right. Yeah.
So sad. So Patrick starts getting him, and he is just eating that time up, man. He loves it. He looks to Patrick like he's a father, And so, but when I was up there, especially the last time, I didn't get to spend as much time with him the first time as I did this last time. We've got a bond too. And it's just like one of my kids, bro. I mean, it really is. If something was to happen to Betty or Larry, I'd make sure me and Patrick need to have Timmy.
Yeah. I need to take him
going anywhere.
One of the things that touched me in all the different videos was the hair cutting one with Ray. I don't know I know you generally, as a rule, you don't watch your own stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a few scenes with you and him at the barber shop, and I can't remember the owner's name. I want to give a little shout out to him because what was his name?
Jack.
All right.
Super nice guy, dude.
Yeah. It was the whole thing was cool, but like he was nervous about getting his beard cut. I don't know if you remember that scene.
Not his beard. It's mustache.
The mustache. Yeah, it was the mustache.
But
Yeah,
when you get on the beard,
he
you're
was getting a
close
little
to
weird
the
on the beard.
mustache. Yeah, when you get on the beard, you're close to the mustache. And I
Right.
think what set it off more than anything was Jack originally started getting the hair in his ears. So he put the razor in there, and Ray was like, ah! You know,
I'd be the same way.
yeah,
You get my age, you get hair everywhere.
he was perfectly fine up until that point.
Yeah.
And then he started getting a little excited. Yeah.
Well, it was just the way that you like cared about him, and you were like, calming him down, and just the kind of the back and forth. I mean, as a dad, I pick those things out when I see guys or people kind of parenting. But those human interactions, those are things I personally pick up on, and it was just something watching that the way you interacted with him. You could see that was all genuine. I guess where I'm kind of going.
It's just love, dude. It's not even anything I'm trying to go out of my way to do. It's natural.
It came natural. Yeah.
I was taught this by my dad. I mean, I was talking to my mom about this the other day. I have memories as a kid. I didn't get to know my great grandmother for too long because I think she died when I was around 6 or 7. But she was in Alabama, and we would have to travel over there. And she was in a nursing home ever since I could remember. But there was this lady that was in a room across from her when we would go, and she always had the craziest stories. You could tell none of them are true, but she was so sweet, and the stories were entertaining. But she never had anybody visit her, ever, Dewayne.
Yeah.
And when my dad would go, he would buy her a Whopper from Burger King and take it to her, and watching the joy that came on her face. Not only someone's taking up time with her, but she took her a cheeseburger, man. All those lonely hours of nobody paying attention to her. And I still remember that as a kid. My dad instilled that in me.
Yeah.
I remember, and then later on, I had those lessons. I had a point where the girls started begging to go to church. And I have a very
love, hate love relationship with church.
Yeah, I have a complicated view of the church because I just don't think the modern church is the way that it needs to be right now.
Yeah.
The girls, they got on this kick about wanting to go, and I said, okay. I said, girls, we're gonna go to church, but I said it's gonna be much different than the church you normally go to with your nana or your family. I said, I'm gonna show you how to be the church. And they're like, what in the world are you talking about? We went to the Dollar General, and I bought every single bag of sugar-free candy they had. And we went to the nursing home. And I went to the nurses first, and I told them what I was going to do. And I said, I'm teaching my girls to become servants. And I was like, I want them to spend some time with the older generation. That's very important to me. I've always taken to the older generation.
I didn't like parenting to me.
Well, I didn't like hanging out with people my age.
Yeah.
For the most part. It was always people that was older.
Hey, wait a second.
The nurses got the list, told us who could have candy with sugar in it, and then which ones couldn't.
Right.
And they told my girls which room they could go in and which ones they couldn't. And I stood back and let my girls go into the room in these nursing homes and talk to these patients and give them that bag of candy. Dude, just like when I was a kid, when my dad would take that cheeseburger. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I told my girls, I said, you just went to church. I said, but you didn't just go to church. You were the church. I was like, that's church. And I don't know if they remember that. I'm sure they do.
They do.
It was just trying to show them, man, people think life's about getting stuff, man. When I do stuff for other people like that, there's no money that can give you that type of feeling, bro.
Exactly.
There's nothing on the face of this earth. And then like with the Whitakers, that situation is different for me because last week we had on Adam Vina, another father that's fighting to keep his son from being turned into a girl.
Right.
And I'll tell you guys, look at Dad Talk. I mean, we got a pretty big following, but for the most part, we don't get as many views because people don't really care about father's issues. I hate to say it that way.
I did a video
it's
yesterday.
A very controversial subject about us wanting to be dads.
Yeah.
We get very little support. So I'm not doing this for views.
Right. Yeah.
I've got several friends. I've done wrestling podcasts. I've done UFC stuff, and it gets tons of views.
Right.
This one might not, but where am I spending my time today? I could be on the Whitakers right now, and I guarantee you that page would be taken off. I do it because this is my heart, and I believe in it, bro. And I just want people to understand, like, these fathers that are fighting to keep their sons from being turned into girls, and then there's some that are fighting to keep the girls from being turned into boys. I think the ones where the boys are being turned into girls hit me a little bit more, because they're literally going to have their privates chopped off, and you can never replace that, guys. The damage is going to be done. And these dads have desperately been begging for help, begging. And the only time they get paid attention to is if somebody makes a documentary or they got some project, and then they will talk to these dads. They'll do a segment on them. It'll get a ton of views and stuff. And then they never hear from them again until there's another project. There's never any, hey, let me do some follow-up. I know this person that's working to get the law changed, or I know this attorney right here. They'll be sympathetic of your story. They might be able to help. There's none of that. These dads have been used for viewership.
Clicks.
And because clicks. It's controversial. It's sensational. And these guys, I've watched time and time again. They'll get on these shows. They get hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of views. And the next week, it's old news and until somebody can get views off of them again. And they've just been used and abused, and it pisses me off. We've been covering this subject way before it was popular too. And when I risked my whole following and everything I've ever built being shut down for doing it, because we weren't allowed to talk about it for a while. I compare that a lot with the Whitakers, though. The Whitakers had a lot of people that wanted to go around them because they get a lot of views.
Those people that showed up while you were there.
There's people that show up all the time, and it just straight up pisses me off, asking for selfies and stuff. I've seen the people that show up and you can tell they're genuine in their heart, and then you can see the ones it's just like it's cloud chasing, you know?
Yeah.
And I want people to understand, me and Patrick both could easily go and just turn the camera on and do what everybody else has done. It would be so much easier than taking them to get showers and to dress them and to do the things that we're doing.
Air conditioners and
having to clean puke out of the car at 1:00 in the morning where Ray ate too much popcorn. That it would be
maneuvers in the middle of the movie theater.
But that's not what this is about, dude.
Yeah.
If somebody would have spent time with them, Dewayne, I can only imagine how much different their life would be right now. Timmy is smart. Timmy knows what he's reading. He can't vocalize it. And people need to understand, well, Timmy has been in that environment, and that's his way of communicating with his family. What was crazy to me, I learned a lot more on that last trip because I got to spend way more time with them.
Yeah, well, one-on-one.
Lorraine will come up and be like, huh. And that's what it sounds like to me and you. And then Betty would be like, oh, yeah, we're going to be doing this later on today, and this is what's going on. And it's like, how did you get that from those few noises?
Well,
they have their own language. And Timmy
we talked about this. I'm thinking there's an American Sign Language angle here because, Timmy was kind of doing some quasi sign language.
Well, and I caught on to that. It was one day when we was talking, and Timmy started doing this. Right. He wasn't trying to be upfront with it to show me,
right?
But he was just kind of naturally doing it. And I was like, Timmy, I was like, what were you just doing? And he was, he started trying to explain it to me. I think this means no. And then at some point in time, he said phone. I don't know. Right. I just know it's somebody at some point in time must have done that with him. And I can tell you this, just in that little bit of time I was able to spend with him and Lorraine, they would be able to speak, guys, if somebody would have invested real time in them.
Yeah.
And then I hear all the time, like, if they get a new home, are they going to keep it clean, or what's going? Dude, they have to learn all new habits. It's not something you just say, hey, fix this.
Right.
And it's shocking to see how many people think, I'm going to put a comment and it's going to fix it. No.
What, you don't love the helpful suggestions that everyone tells you to do?
I appreciate them at times. I don't appreciate the volume and the unrealistic expectations.
Well, I'm a little rant here because everybody's like, oh, I want to do this, 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 and this. You're doing stuff behind the scenes that no one sees, trying to set it up to be secure to the fundraising situation.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't, there's a lot of stuff that has to happen behind the scenes to make that secure so you can be transparent with everything. And unfortunately, that takes time.
Well, it takes
You'd
time and
love-
it takes money.
It takes money. You would love to get some of these donations and put them where they're supposed to go, but then you're going to have 1,000 people going, "Oh, you did this, you did that," because
Or
well,
you
it's happened in the
exploited
past.
or- yes, I
Yeah.
know. Dude, being involved with
time.
Dad Talk and also being the son of a preacher,
Yeah.
I knew what I was getting into before I got in there. What
Right.
people don't know, dude, is I was involved a couple of weeks before I finally got on camera with Patrick, and he was begging me, like, dude, come on a video with me. Come on a video. And I'm like, nope.
Nope.
And he was like, why? I guess he thought like I wasn't genuinely interested,
Right.
that I was
No.
pulling his chain. And I said, Patrick, I said,
Yeah,
they've
do
been
some
involved
research.
in scandal. Anybody that gets involved with this family, people are going to think it's for the wrong reasons. Because
And
I was one of the guys thinking that myself when Patrick first popped up.
oh yeah,
Timmy, I'm like, who is this guy? This ain't Mark.
yeah.
You know, and that's how I reached out to him. I'm like, who are you? I want to interview you so I can know that your intentions are pure. And I'm sure everybody else would like to know who you are too.
Right.
And then it just kind of snowballed from there. And then I ended up getting involved. But I knew like there's still going to be people that are just going to accuse no matter what. And then I had, or the ones that say, hey, if you really wanted to help the family, then why do you do it on camera? Just do it off camera. Well, to build them a house, to pay that $662 water bill that I did, a couple weeks ago, and get them the haircuts and the outfits and stuff like that. I don't have that money to just hand over. So they were already doing content. If I can come in there and show people that they can learn better habits, they can get that new house, they can be invested in, they can be loved in the right way, and they can make money while doing it, and it can be spent the right way. Maybe we can get the family members off of drugs. Don't you think that's much better than them, how it's been? They have hundreds of millions of views online right now that they don't get paid for. Their family's not benefiting from it. Their family's been made out to be the backwoods hillbilly inbreds.
Yep.
That are the freak show.
Yeah.
And I'm not putting that on Mark. Mark showed him compassion. What people got to understand is Mark just had a completely different style, and I respect what he does. Mark is the type of guy, and because he doesn't just do that with the Whitakers, he's got drug addicts and people, schizophrenia, you name it.
It's a no judgment zone.
No judgment. I turn the camera on and I show you who these people are. Right. I'm not trying to guide a narrative. I'm not trying to add to it. I'm not trying to take away from it. Here's the reality of Skid Row and what goes on there. That's his style, and I appreciate that. I'm talking about the others. Dude, every day I got somebody sending me a post or commenting on something on social media where people are posting pictures of the Whitakers talking about the inbred family. And it's just this. And sad enough, Dewayne, anybody that does it, there's tons of views. They get the shares, they get the likes, and they get the people commenting down in there. And I don't think the people that comment on that stuff talking bad about the family understand just how big of a fool they make themselves look like. You think you're talking down on the family, but it just makes you look like the shittiest human being on the face of the earth, dude.
You're holding a mirror up to who you are. That's
it. Because it's like, if you're the type of person that would kick somebody when they're down, you're not the type of person that's going to be invested in someone's life or making it better. You're going to be the person that tells everything the person does wrong and horrible human beings, dude. Horrible human beings. So they're already over the internet like that already. If I can go in there and do it the right way and they can benefit from it, is my number one thing is if something happens to Betty or Larry, Ray, Timmy, and Lorraine,
they're screwed.
they're screwed, dude. Where are they going?
Another nice way to put that.
And so I did the math
They're
just
old.
the other day, not just for the family, because my father-in-law, dude, it's me and my wife taking care of him with that Parkinson's, and he's got some nurses and stuff that are coming in, but he needs 24-hour around-the-clock care, and nobody just pays for 24-hour around-the-clock care. They send you to a nursing home.
Right.
And so even if you found somebody to do it for $15 an hour, which is going to be hard to find somebody to do caretaking at $15 an hour, they exist. But $15 an hour, if you do that.
Oh, it's still expensive.
Yeah, I'm going to do the math with you right now. 15 times 24 equals, that's $360 a day times 31 days in a month, $11,160 just for one caretaker. They would have to have that caretaker around the clock to make sure they are taken care of. Now, all right, let's go even further. 11,160 times 12, $133,000, 920, 133
a year.
Yeah, almost $140,000 for just one caretaker. We're not talking about bills and everything else. So they're going to need a lot of money. If they can be taken care of and we can do this thing right, it can literally change their lives, guys. But it's not just as easy as going and, dude, it's crazy how so many people think that creating content is easy. Like it's just something that happens. It is an easy job. You're not really working. It's no big deal. Those people, if they could spend 1 week in the field with me when I'm doing something like I did with John Mast or something,
right,
they would be begging to go home or to eat supper or to get a night's rest, because it is a lot of work. You're out there, you do the filming, and then when you get home from an exhausting trip, you don't have time to rest. Now you got to do the editing. Then you got to put it on social media. Then you got to promote it. And then once you finally get done with that, now you got to put the next video up because they're already begging for the next one. It's a revolving door. I work in my sleep. I wake up in the middle of the night working. Yeah. And that's just a content creator's life. I love what I do. I try to change the world. I fight for fathers' rights or Whitakers or whatever. I try to change the world with content. And I think it is a good way to do it. We don't have to rely on that mainstream media anymore, dude, because they're not for us. Let's be honest. I don't think they ever have been.
No. Oh, yeah. They spin things around. Well, I mean, the John Mast trial is a perfect example. 3-4 years ago, the news came out and had their piece, which I think contributed to him being only found guilty of manslaughter. And then now that he won, now they're all on the bandwagon of, oh, she was guilty. She did help out. Blah, blah. Mainstream media is a joke. But there's just so many things there that people just don't realize. I think it's easy. Yeah, editing, capturing all the time, money, and then you're away from your family. I mean, this last month you were away from your family. Most of the entire month.
Oh God, yeah, dude. Well, it's going to be worse now because of Patrick.
And then then you have people.
But I told him yesterday he's going to make up for it because I am past 6 months. I was actually supposed to get my knee surgery back in December.
Oh yeah,
because I was not financially fit, and I'm still not. I couldn't do it because unfortunately, when you get surgery and you can't walk and everything, your bills are still coming.
Oh yeah.
So I've been putting it off, and my knee sucks, dude. It hurts. The worst thing for my knee is when I ride in a car for a long period of time.
Oh yeah, it locks up.
Yeah, the trip to West Virginia, it gets me, bud. Gets me bad. But this will be my second knee surgery at 40. On the same knee, and I hope I don't ever have to have another one. But when I get it done, Patrick's going to have to take over for me, but I'll try to get a lot of content. So when that happens, the people out in Facebook land will never even know anything happened. But that's a big job on a content creator, because if you don't keep content going out, you lose your audience. I mean, it's just the way that the cookie crumbles.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's got a YouTube channel. Everybody's got a podcast now, and they're all fighting for your attention. It's a scroll society.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm trying to do content to better people's lives.
Oh, yeah. One area kind of segueing into an event you had last evening is, people being, standing up and doing the right thing. And as a loose segue into, hopefully you'll want to talk about your lovely evening with your bride last evening.
So, yeah, dude. And this is an interesting one and how to bring it up and everything, because it was just one of those that's making me lose faith in humanity as a whole.
Oh, you're still losing faith. Okay.
Oh God, yeah, dude.
I've been there.
Especially after that last night. Yes, I've been losing it for a while now, but this was like next level shitty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all around. You don't do this.
Yeah.
You know, when me and my wife first started dating, she makes jokes about me with my skin and people thinking I'm Mexican and stuff all the time. If I go somewhere in public, people come up talking Spanish to me all the time. And then I'm like, hey, and they hear the redneck accent. Oh, you don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
No, but it's funny. I get it.
Yeah.
But you can't really joke about stuff like that. All right. And I remember one time I made like an Asian joke with her being Korean, and she didn't really laugh. She wasn't mad at me, but she didn't really laugh. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, babe. What, I could tell it hit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was like, my whole childhood that I heard that ching chong and stuff. They made fun of me.
Okay.
And I was like, I am so sorry, babe. I didn't realize that. And she's not someone to get offended,
Right.
but it was just, it hit. And I can only imagine what that must be like. But, and I'm not one that plays into the whole race debacle right now. I think it's just gotten completely out of control.
This clown,
dude, the climate is just out of control. It should not get the attention that it does all the time. We are not in the past anymore. We've came a long way. Thank God we live in the United States of America, where we all are created equal and everybody can be whatever they want to be if they put the work behind it. I believe that. Yes, you're going to see some obstacles. You're going to meet some shitty people along the way. But if you do your part and you got the passion and you put in the elbow grease, you can be anything you want to be in this country. And there's nothing that can hold you back. And I think there's too many people that want to blame it on, oh, it was this, or this that held me back because I was this. No, the reason you're not where you're supposed to be is because of you. Okay. There are some unfair laws, but if you fight hard enough, you can do what you want to do. Right. I'll leave that there. Let me get off my soapbox. However, last night, her sister was in town and my soon-to-be brother-in-law, and I was wanting some Korean food. I love Korean barbecue, dude. And you can go get like the Americanized version, which they have a place called K-Pot. It's all you can eat. You get the short ribs and noodles and all that kind of stuff. It's good, but it's not really authentic Korean.
Right.
We have a place in Columbus, Georgia called Koreana. Been there for a long time before the recent last 5-year craze where everything's cool to be Korean. Really good food. They got the best bulgogi I've ever ate. You ever ate bulgogi?
No, I have no idea. I stick very bland.
And it really is, dude. It's
is it? Okay.
Shaved ribeye.
Okay.
They cook it up. Oh, dude. I'm going to have to show you. Anyway, and I'm a very picky eater. So if I eat it, I'm just telling you, very picky.
Right.
We get there and we order and everything. And this couple comes and sits behind us. And it was probably mid-50s white man and looked like his girlfriend, mid-40s black woman. Not trying to put emphasis on race, but it'll come into the conversation. And so we placed our order. They, I guess, placed an order. They got an appetizer. They had already ate some food and they had some drinks. And at one point, our waitress comes walking to the table with some stuff in her hand. And she's got this look on her face and looking at me because I'm like, what's in front of her? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm like, and I see her look over at the table and there's nobody there. With some empty dishes and stuff stacked up. And she was like, oh my God. And she runs outside and I'm like, what's going on? And then you start hearing a bunch of screaming. And my sister-in-law and my wife and all of those was like, okay, this is awkward.
This is awkward. Yeah.
But we start hearing, she was like, you already placed your order. You've already ate food. You can't just leave. You can't do that. These people ordered food, ordered an appetizer, ate the appetizer, drank on the drinks, went back to the kitchen. The kitchen is cooking that food. And let me tell you something. The Koreans go the extra mile on their food quality, especially with meat. It's not cheap to cook. And the margins that they make off of those plates is not very much. It's very thin, very, very thin. And this is a local restaurant. So if they get a hit like this, it's a big hit.
Yeah.
But whether that was the case or not, just talking about being a decent human being, you don't just take off, dude. Yeah, I've been to a restaurant before where I'm like, all right, I don't really want to eat here. Let's leave, you know, but that's because I haven't ordered anything.
Right.
Or if I've got a water, if the waitress has bought me a water, I'm at least going to throw a couple dollars down for a tip, you know.
Right, yeah.
We're going to go somewhere else. No. This was not the case. They had already ate this appetizer. Places did order and took off. And so you hear them fussing out in the parking lot and they're saying, well, we changed our mind. She was like, you can't change your mind after you've already ordered and we're cooking it. And they really thought there was nothing wrong with doing this. So she finally tells him, she was like, well, look, she was like, well, you got to pay for your food. She's like, if you don't want to eat it here, I'll box it up and you can take it home, but please come back in and get the order that you placed. And they're like, okay, we'll come in. And you can tell he wasn't happy. Well, then she's being overly nice at this point. I wouldn't be the nice person.
Yeah.
And so she says, hang right here. I'm going to go box it up for you. I'll be right back. Okay. And has like a very friendly manner while doing it. And then she goes to the back.
Right.
Well, about that time, the woman starts trying to do like this fake Korean talk and starts picking on her for being Korean and stuff. Well, and being married to a Korean that I love very much, and I love my in-laws, it just hit me wrong, bro. And I'm sitting there, and she just kept getting louder and louder and more brazen about it, and my blood's boiling. And finally, I said, and I went to stand up, and Tina grabbed on my arm. She's like, "No, Eric, sit down." And I said, "Get off of me." And I went and got right in both of them's face. And I said, "Are you serious?" I was like, be a decent human being. You ordered food, then you take off. Now you're in here mocking her about her race.
Right.
I said, what if she did that to you? And I was like, I said, have some class, man. Y'all are just sorry human beings. And the guy, the whole time I'm doing this, Dewayne, he's looking at me kind of like with that puppy dog thing. Like he knows, like, yeah, I'm a bitch. You know, I did the wrong thing. And he knows his wife is.
And he'd be right.
I don't know if it's his wife or girlfriend.
Yeah.
But she's not saying a word at this point. She's just looking like I can't believe you've got the audacity to talk to me right now.
You've got
so
the
then
audacity.
Oh, yeah. So then I go and sit back down. And Tina's like, calm down, calm down. Well, about that time, that lady comes over there and she said, look here. You got no place telling me this. You don't know what was going on. And then I went to stand up and she ran out the restaurant.
That probably was the first time in her entire life.
First time somebody had
pushback. Yeah.
First time she had got some pushback. And then the waitress comes over there and she's just about in tears. She was like, I'm so sorry, guys. And I'm like, don't be sorry. You didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I was like, we're sorry that you had to put up with that. And I just couldn't believe that there's people.
We live in a society.
Dude.
It's insane that people will do wrong and then get mad at you for pointing it out to them.
Oh, that's it. Victim mentality, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's be honest. Look, guys, again, I'm not trying to play into the race stuff. But if the roles was reversed and the restaurant would have been making fun of her for being black.
Yeah.
It would be all over the news right now.
Actually, it would be.
It would.
We had a situation, and it wasn't done on purpose, but one of our local Krogers for a holiday, I think it was Juneteenth or whatever.
Get mad now, dude.
They were making cakes, and they made one that was that was a watermelon, and that blew up in our area as racist. It took me a little while to figure out what they could possibly be offended about, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. I had to go back to my 80s Eddie Murphy days, but yeah, no, it was here local. The Kroger was, just making, and it was like different cakes, but there was like one or two that were watermelons, and the entire area just flipped out. But so to answer your question, yes, had the roles been reversed, there would have been complete outrage.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, I had color on my skin. I've heard stuff my whole life. What are you? And stuff like that. Dude, it's so out of control, man. If you're my friend and you don't pick on me because of my tan, then I don't think you're my friend.
Exactly.
I expect you to call me Mexican or Latino, ask me if I want a taco or, dude, when I went to Mexico on a cruise, I got a discount, Dewayne. I did. I had literally got a discount. There were the guys were saying, well, there was this one guy in particular that came up trying to sell ounces of silver. And I had a friend that I had met on the cruise, an older guy. I told you I like hanging out with the older generation.
Right.
And we were both sitting there talking to him, and he was like, well, how much? And he tells the guy, he's like, for you, $30. And he said, but my Mexican here, he gets 25. I was like, I'm Mexican for the day.
Yeah.
I'm
Taco
Mexican.
Bell. I mean, let's do this.
Yeah, and then going down the road, because it's the tourist area. Senor, free tequila, come here. I'm like, okay. I was back when I did drink.
Yeah.
But dude, stop taking life so freaking serious, man. It was so much better when we could laugh about stuff. Now, however, in that situation where you're screwing someone over and you're making fun of them like that, no, that was racism.
Yeah.
That was racist. And I'm not going to blame it on racism or systemic racism. That was the racist action of a person.
Right.
A shitty human being.
Well, it's the no accountability. I mean, it goes into the stuff that we've talked about is just there's no accountability. She actually thought she was in the right, and she thought she could act like a fool.
You can tell nobody
ever pushed back.
Put her in her place, dude.
What did the guy do? What did her boyfriend or husband do?
I swear to God, he was cutting up with her until I came over there. And you could just see that look on his face because I got like right there. And dude, to give you the idea of how upset it made me for the next hour, I had to end up getting a spoon and I couldn't eat. My hand was like this.
Yeah.
I was like, Tina, calm me down, And she was like, calm down, babe, because I just get excited. I hate conflict. I swear to God, I hate conflict.
Right.
But there's a time where you have a righteous anger, Dewayne. And that needed to be done last night. And I think people like that have gotten away with it for so long. And that's what makes them feel like they're entitled to do it.
Exactly.
Until somebody stands up. We need to get a little bit more bold, guys, and let people know how we feel.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the person that got offended at a fart yesterday, that's somebody taking life too serious.
That's the problem, yeah.
Somebody's feet is sticking up for the restaurant for getting screwed over on that. That's a different story, man. There's a time to lighten up. There's a time to get more serious. These are people that, and dude, again, she walked over to the table like, how dare you? The second I stood up, gone.
Well, she had time to process what happened and then went, no, I'm in the right here. I'm going to go ahead and argue with you. That just shows how far society has fallen.
The part that made me feel so good, though, is because I do have a temper. I work on it, and I think I've done a great job as an adult. My temper as a teenager was pretty bad. That's something that runs in my family. But later on that night, I'm sitting there questioning, should I have done that? Should I have not? And I was talking to Tina last night. And I'm like, babe, I'm sorry for what I did. I hope I didn't do anything wrong. She was like, no, babe, I'm proud of you. You did the right thing. And I was like, okay. I wanted to feel proud about it. Now I can.
Yeah. Wow.
So
I don't know. I was just thinking about something. It's completely. It happened to me and my wife Brandy a couple days ago. I have finally, after 53 years on this planet, has witnessed the
pubes. You finally get pubes.
Yeah, no.
I'm just kidding.
I'm trying to find out the right way to say it without being not offensive, but I finally got to witness the how women are catered to in their life. It happened to me Friday. Brandy, on one of her trips, she got a nail in her tire. And so she'd been waiting on me. I know she's watching, so she's going to call me out if I begin to lie about it. I bought a kit to fix it. and it sat on the table for at least 2 months. She'll say 3, I'll say 2. We'll agree to disagree. Anyway, so before she went on her latest trip, we had to get that tire fixed. So we go up to our local tire repair shop and pull it in. I've been there who knows how many times. And they went ahead and repaired it. And we're walking up, and the guy just goes, here you go. And I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, oh, here's your keys. And they go, well, yeah, I have to go inside and pay. He goes, oh, no. It's free for her. I have witnessed for the first time in my entire life women getting crap for free based on being a woman. You're just looking at me like, what? Explain this to me again. I've been there a million times. It's like $30 to get a tire repaired.
So you're saying you want to identify as a woman now?
I want to identify as a woman. I want to be strong and independent like a woman. We laughed about it for like 5-10 minutes. She's like looking at me like, what? And I'm like, I've never had that happen. I've never had somebody perform a service and then not charge me for it. She was like, it happens. She actually had a flat tire when she was driving between Odessa and Fort Worth, and the same thing happened to her. The guy repaired it for her, did it for free.
I've had stuff like that happen though, man. As a guy,
Really?
Oh, dude, I used to have women give me free food all the time when I would go.
Women give you free food. Okay.
Yes, not guys.
Okay.
But, yeah.
But I mean,
dude, it makes you feel good too. You know, I'm taken, but thank you. Nice gesture.
He didn't strike me as he was doing it to be, nice to me. He didn't strike me that way, but I've never experienced getting a freebie.
Well, dude, it's just, it's a hard conversation to have because you'll always be told, well, it happens on both sides. But when you look at the expectations in society, we as men have always been told how we are supposed to treat women. But how often do you hear women be told how they're supposed to treat a man? If you go out on a date, who is expected to pay?
Oh, hands down, yeah.
If you go inside somewhere, who's expected to open the door? Who's expected to buy the ring? Who's expected to do the proposing? I'm okay with that. But society as a whole needs to realize those are different expectations that men have on their backs. They're expected to provide. They're just expected to do this, or you're not a man. But there's other stuff. It just doesn't go there, guys. With the treatment, we're not allowed to talk about our problems. If we go through domestic violence, I tell you something was funny. The other day, I started talking about the challenges that men have if they go through domestic violence. How nobody listens to them, I had so many people reach out to me, and there's like, Eric, is your wife hitting you? They're like, you need to get that. You need to get out of it. And I found it comical. I'm like, no, Tina's not hitting me. I'm like, I love my wife. Yeah. But they thought because I was talking about it, a lot of people are new, especially Whittaker people coming over.
Right.
They thought, he's going through abuse. And I'm like, no, I've been through abuse.
Right. You've been through it.
Not with my wife. If my wife was doing that now, I wouldn't be with her.
Right.
But I talk about it because it happens every day. And if you go and look in the comments on any of the platforms that was put on, go read the comments of the guys that have that experience. If he gets hit, if he calls the cops, he's going to all right, you know what? I'm going to leave names out of this.
Leave names out of it.
Add another story. You already know where I'm going, don't you?
I know where you're going.
All right.
Stay tuned, everyone.
He might not mind it. He might not mind it, but I don't know him that good. But I don't think he would mind it because I called him.
Yeah.
It's ironic how things happen. I always say I'm not the most religious guy, but this is one of those things. It's like, man, God, you orchestrated this. And there's something happening here, and I'm trying to pay attention.
Right.
So I had a really bad day earlier this week. I mean, bad day financially anyway. Just got back from Virginia. Yeah. My phone started going green.
Right.
Just completely green.
Hulked out.
You couldn't see anything on it. unless you plugged it up. And if you plugged it, you could vaguely see what was going on in the background. So it did that for most of the day. And I'm thinking, man, I need to reinstall the update. Maybe I need
Digitizer going out.
Yeah. And then later on that night, it just went black and you couldn't do anything. My phone would ring, but I couldn't see to answer it or anything. And man, dude, I went to a shop. They wanted $500. One shop. The cheapest I found, because I got the iPhone 14 Pro Max, it's $300. And I had to have my phone, all of the Whittaker footage, all of my contacts, years and years and years and years of content right here, dude. I've got like over 20,000 files in my photo and video library. It's a lot of files. Surprisingly, my phone has never maxed out storage. Can you believe that? That's been a good
stuff that you do on it. Yeah, because you, you for your Mac, you do. I mean, everything goes through that.
Everything. Yeah, I've never had to clear up storage on it. It's been a great phone. Besides this, so I had to. So $300, and that was the cheapest I could find it. But I got my phone back, and that's when I woke up that morning. But on top of that, when I woke up that morning, got this going on my phone, my AC in the house stopped working.
Yeah,
it was one of those days, dude.
You're in Georgia.
Yes.
In summer.
Yes, where it's just sweaty ball weather right now, dude.
Yeah.
This is bad. I did not, about my problem with sweating. I've told you about.
Right.
I did not sweat the whole time I was in West Virginia. It was like a godsend. As soon as I got back to Georgia, completely drenched.
Boom.
And then it starts going on with the AC. So I had to call $400, $300, $400, $700 just to wake up that morning.
Right.
God bless America. Anyway, luckily we had a family friend that does a lot of her stuff and helps Tina at her salon and stuff.
Got a guy.
It doesn't charge us nowhere near when anybody else would, but we needed some Freon. And he said, I can't do that. But he said, I got a really good AC guy. Called that guy and he's like, I'll be right out. And buddy, he was. And the guy looked just like Dave Grohl off the Foo Fighters. I mean,
when I got that one picture, I thought it was Foo Fighters.
I'm not giving out too many details because I don't want to.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he comes out, he fixes it, and we had a leak in the condenser. He had to weld it and then put the Freon back in, and he did. And then later on that day, this is like 8 o'clock in the morning that he did that. Later on that day, I noticed it still wasn't cooling down, and he drove all the way back out. And you could just tell, dude, all around, nice guy. He didn't try to charge me for coming back out. Right. He got it taken care of. He's like, if you have any more problems, call me. I'm like, I will.
Yeah.
And anyway, next morning, I go to check my messages. I get on Facebook. The first thing that pops up on my phone is his mugshot. He got arrested that night.
Okay.
Domestic violence. And I'm like, oh, my God. I'm like, I bet this is the story that all the men go through. I knew it.
Right.
I knew it because he is just not that type of character. What little bit of time I got to spend with him. And I sent it to Tina, and she was like, oh, my God, that's crazy. I was like, give me his contact right now. And so she gave it to me, and I called him, and I was like, dude, I know you don't know who I am. And I was like, but it's ironic that this happened. I was like, do you mind telling me what happened? Sure. Wife hit him. And then after she hit him, he's like, man, I want to knock you out so bad. Who wouldn't say that after you got hit? But he never put his hands on her. Man, I want to knock you out so bad. Get out of the house. And it wasn't the first time something happened between this couple, She goes and gets the ring bell footage because it was on the cam, edits out to the one part, I want to knock you out. Gives it to the cops. He goes to jail.
Selective.
Are you shocked?
Yeah.
Selective.
No, it's a Tuesday. Yeah.
So just to go to show you, we started arguing about it in the comments on Facebook, and they was like, well, we got the footage. And they was all big and thumping their chest the whole time they're saying this, and it went back and forth numerous times. And I was like, yeah, you got the footage. I said, I want to see the whole footage. And I was like, put up the whole footage. I'll get on here and make a public apology and say I was wrong and everything. But I said, I guarantee you won't do it because the other part of this story.
Right.
Never commented back, dude.
Well, of course. Yeah.
Never commented back.
Yeah.
That's what they do. But as a guy going through domestic violence, if you get hit and you call the cops, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
I know what that was like being hit. And I knew good and well, I won't go into my story much because I don't even want to get it in my stratosphere.
Right. Yeah.
Talking about that just, but I can tell you right now, if I would have called the cops, I would have been the one to go to jail. And then you can't defend yourself.
Nope.
You feel screwed.
No.
And then when it goes to the court, guy, you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for it handsomely.
Well,
and then no matter what you go through as a guy, she can literally be the spawn of Satan. You know what people are going to tell you? Man, be careful who you get with. You should have chose better.
I should have chose better. Yeah. Now they got a guy here local. He stupidly had that happen to him, and he stupidly signed a plea deal because everybody was looking to help him out. And he's more than likely going to be going to jail for what they believe to be violating the plea deal. And so now he's a felon. He hasn't done anything, at least the data that we have to work with. But he signed a stupid plea deal just to get it over with, and is just ruining his life. That's their plan. But yeah.
Are you talking about masked?
No. There's a guy here local.
You know that's what happened with masked too.
Oh well, yeah. And
are you familiar with
some footage? And the judge goes, we don't have the material, or we don't have the recording or the playable stuff here, so we're just going to ignore the evidence. You're bad too.
John loved his kids and wanted to see them so much, and time was going by to the extent he pled guilty to something he didn't do.
Yep.
Just so he could go ahead and get over time. And so for anybody that would say, oh, nobody would plead guilty to something that they didn't do.
Every day.
Hold up, guys. Yes, it happens every day. He wanted to get over with it because it gets better, because it goes to court later. And what the reason he didn't, he pled guilty is because he had it on video to show the judge, I did not hit my wife.
Right.
Like she says I did. And the judge said he didn't have anything to play it with, so he wasn't allowing the evidence. At that point, John said, I'm screwed. And he's just like, okay, I'm guilty. Let's get over it because I want to see my kids.
Right.
Fast forward several months later, he goes to a different court. And this judge actually has a heart. He says, I want to see the footage, even though John's already pled guilty to it. They watch the footage. They see John was telling the truth. And John was magically exonerated. But that's just one little glimpse of our justice system. It allowed a father to plead guilty to something he didn't do because they didn't want to do their damn jobs.
Right. Happens all the time.
And that's why I say I don't want to promote to anyone, this is how you win in family court. There's no winners in family court. I want to promote getting rid of those damn courts. There's going to be families that need to go in court, but very minute compared to what we've got right now. It needs to be the real cases where real rape and real domestic violence and stuff is going on. Mom and dad that just don't love each other anymore, or because she took off with another man or he took off with another woman, that don't need to be in there.
Right.
Well, it's just, you got rights. This is the way it goes. I do believe there should be some fault in there. I tell you one thing that would be very controversial, and I know who it's going to be controversial with, is the ones that are guilty of doing it. I think that adultery should be against the law. And I know it is, but it's never prosecuted. I think there should be some jail time for adultery.
Personally. Oh, and well, once we got rid of no fault divorce. Yeah.
I think you should go to jail because there's so much that could happen. You could end up getting pregnant and this guy thinking he was the father and he really wasn't. Paternity fraud could happen. He could get STDs. There's so much that could happen because of that lie when you had that adultery. And then he's got a house with you. He's got things where y'all are in contracts together that you're responsible for financially. You're screwing his whole life. Yes, you should go to jail and there should be some financial
repercussions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those bills that are owed right now that you're about to make him go bankrupt over. No. You're going to be responsible for that because of what you did. You did this knowing that you had these responsibilities. You broke your marital contract. You broke those contracts. Here's the consequences. I believe that should be there, dude. And that's one good thing about, I know Jeff Morgan's fighting against no fault divorce right now.
Yeah.
And I believe there should be fault divorce.
Actually, he's taking it federally now. He's
he's doing it.
Trying to move the needle. Yeah. The Godfather's at it. He's doing some stuff right now. Yeah, the way it works now, is that the one that offended, usually the female, is rewarded for doing those things. She gets the house, the kids.
I'll say, yes, guys, just to go ahead before they show up. Yes, guys, I've known several men that are slobs and run around on their wives. And I believe they should I'm talking about them too.
Oh, yeah.
They're dogs. They should have to pay the consequence.
Definitely. Yeah. It's funny though. Yeah. Whenever it gets brought up, it's immediately, well, men are bad too. Yeah. But when you look at the data, the numbers and all that, it's that whole breast cancer situation.
I do believe back in the day, it was more men abandoning the home, and it was more men doing extramarital affairs. Yes, women were doing it back then too, but I do believe it was more lopsided. Go 3 decades ago. Now, the seesaw has swung, but it's on a much different level, guys.
When we have people writing to women saying that having an affair on your spouse is actually good for your marriage, you know that the pendulum is swung way out in left field.
Well, dude, I mean the number one romance movies and the way they get women to watch these and to go to the movie theaters is to have affairs.
Titanic,
Notebook.
I mean, all those movies were built on affairs. Every Hallmark movie ever made.
Dude, I know the plot to a Hallmark movie before it even starts. And like, I'll admit, all right, I'm going to get Simp Alert out now. Not Simp. My man card is going to be up for grabs right now. I don't give a damn.
I just won't push you over the edge.
I love my wife. I'm in a happy marriage, but I am confident enough to tell you the truth. Okay. Yeah. There for a while, one of our things we did, she likes Hallmark movies. I made a compromise, and we're spending time together. You watch my Ninja Turtles, and she's not watching Ninja Turtles. I like action movies and stuff like that. She watches something I like, I'll watch something she likes. So I got the subscription to Hallmark movies there for a while. And we every night would watch a Hallmark movie together. And I didn't care. I was spending time with my wife.
There you go.
But after about 5 movies in a row, and the plot was the same every night, and I stopped and said something, and she was like, "Why did you have to say that?" She was like, "I enjoyed the movie, and you ruined it." And I'm like,
still hates me.
I'm sorry for ruining it, but I got to tell you the truth. This started off, the lady is engaged, and she's happily involved, supposed to be marrying this guy. Her family member dies over in Australia, or something happens in the plot where she's got to travel out of town. Take care of something. She gets there, her car breaks. She don't know what she's going to do. And all of a sudden, here comes this big masculine guy riding a horse magically that can fix her car. And then he starts doing all these nice things for her. She's not communicating with her fiance back home. So he comes out to surprise her because he's missing her. Now he becomes overbearing because he's not trusting her. And she ends up breaking up with him and goes with
controlling.
Yeah, he's controlling. She ends up with the new guy that came in like the knight in shining armor to save her. And it was on repeat.
Yeah.
How many times can you tell that same story? And it's basically saying the guy that you was involved with that got worried because you was not communicating with him, not talking to him on the other side of the earth, when he starts checking up on you, wanting to know what's going on, and gets upset that you're spending more of your time with a new man, was a controlling bad guy.
Yeah.
They have a way to paint it, to make it look like
women love it.
In it. Yeah, well, I mean, they do it for a reason. Because they've painted the image of love as these like butterflies and this perfect rainbows and stuff like that. And dude, I say it all the time. People got to stop looking at love that way. Love is going to be when you're holding hands when you're older and helping them change their diaper, or they can't talk to you.
Dutch ovens.
Yeah, well. There's probably going to be some Dutch ovens in the process, but you might have a wife or you might have a husband that's got dementia and they can no longer do anything for you, but you know that person loved you and they was loyal to you, and you will never stop taking care of them because that was your life mate. That's love. The bullshit they got on these channels, man. But
think about
that I just talked about with the dementia and all that doesn't sell the tickets like the other ones do, man. Dude, something that really shocked me. We've been talking about this. For the longest time, I had the most negative image of Gen Z. I was worried about them, especially during COVID.
Me too.
I was like, dude, we're screwed. And there's something going on with Gen Z right now where I got to give credit where credit's due.
Oh, yeah.
Gen Z is starting to come back around.
Yeah.
They're really starting to come back around. And I saw something in the Colorado airport that blew my mind, and it made me so happy.
That's called weed.
No, it wasn't weed. That would have made me happy years ago. I used to love my marijuana.
You're in Colorado, something blew your mind.
No, I mean,
what stream was that?
Listen to this. When is the last time you've seen this happen? There was 2 teenage boys in the airport, looked like well put together kids. I'm thinking maybe 15, 16 years old.
Okay.
That said, wearing a shirt saying, "Proud to have my virginity."
Oh, yeah. Holding on to your virginity, yeah.
Dude, when I was growing up, that shirt would have got you picked on.
Virginity rocks. Oh, yeah. Back when I was a kid, yeah, that was a.
But seeing these kids, these boys, proudly wearing that in the airport, and I'm like, I thought that was going to be a lost generation, but they're actually doing better than mine.
Well, it's the boys doing it.
It is.
Still not the girls.
Well, I think it could turn around. If it could turn around for the boys, it could turn around for the girls.
We get rid of the simps.
But yes.
White Knights.
Well,
I did a video on this last night, actually. If we got rid of the simps and the white knights that keep letting these girls do this stuff.
The guy at the restaurant last night that sat by and let his,
there you go,
whether it was girlfriend or wife, be a terrorizer, doing what she did.
Right.
And he just sat there like a knot on the lock. You know, when they've gotten away with it because people have let them.
Yep.
It's got to be called out, guys. And I will say this: there is more women that are stepping up to the plate and calling this out now than they ever have either.
You don't think the drifters?
I tell you one, and I'm surprised me and her haven't crossed paths yet. And she's got a massive audience. Is that Pearl? The just Pearly things. I saw a podcast with her the other day with her and Andrew Wilson. Actually,
yeah.
And, I was very impressed. I thought,
she definitely talks the talk. Yeah,
she does, man. I hope she's walking the walk too. But it's hard for someone like me to talk about that subject because I did everything opposite. I know I made a mistake.
Oh, I was a simp. I was a simp for years. Oh my God.
I'm talking about like with the virginity thing.
Like, well, that too. I say, yeah.
Lost that very early on.
Okay. We talked about it. Yeah, I was opposite. Yeah.
I was a ladies' man, dude. And that's all I thought about. Morning, day, and night. And they couldn't get it off my mind. I wanted them on a skewer.
Worshipping on the.
Dude. I loved women. I love women. Sure, anybody that thinks, oh, that guy hates women. Are you crazy?
Nah, I get married.
Well, not just that, dude. It's like all my problems came because I love women too much.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how to pick the right ones. Was the problem? Right. I liked the crazy ones.
What about don't we all? I mean, those grip socks. Whew, it's going to be good. But
I wasn't attracted to the ones that when I had my ideas, they said no, that had morals. I wanted the one that was like, let's go do something crazy. Okay.
Right.
That was what attracted me to my wife now, dude. It was like she was one of the first girls that I dated that told me no.
Right.
No. And meant it.
Meant it.
And I'm like, oh my God, man.
If girls actually realize how much that they've lost with the feminist revolution and the free sex and all. I
I
mean,
think they are. I think they're learning, dude.
well, it's usually when they're like in their late 40s, after they've hit the wall, they've got, the punch card of the ASPCA and they're broke. Usually that's when they figure it out. I just want a good guy. No.
Well, here's the thing, dude, and it's bound to happen, and this is what makes me know that the pendulum's going to swing back for women too.
Okay.
Women are always going to want men, because even if they go that way, there's women just can't. They love us just as much as we love them,
Right.
and no woman wants a feminine man. She wants a manly man, and in order for a man to be a man, it's going to have to correct itself, because you can't have manly men inside of that world with those expectations that feminism has put out there. It can't exist.
So the report that by the year 2040 or 2050, something like 70% of women will be single, that doesn't concern you?
If it doesn't change, if
Oh,
it
yeah, it
doesn't,
doesn't
no, I
change.
mean, I'm definitely concerned. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, but I'm just saying, I think it's going to correct itself, because, dude, I don't mean this in a bad way. I don't mean, guys, please. I know everybody in the world wants to get offended by something. I don't mean it in a bad way. But when I'm out and walking and I see some of the boys that's growing up now, dude, and just, they don't look like they've ever been outside, don't look like they've ever lifted a weight, don't know what a wrench is. Their hands have never known work,
Right.
and they're feminine. They're just,
Oh, yeah.
everything about them is feminine. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
tell they have not been around masculinity. They've never been told no.
Because our courts have removed the men, but yeah.
Video games have raised them. Video games and this.
Yeah.
And one day he's going to want a woman, and he's not going to be desirable unless he's got money. I said, if you got money, you can get anything you want.
Equalizer.
Yeah.
I think boys today don't even want to be around the women of today. I mean, and I take some of that anecdotally and then also the research.
No, I've seen it. No. Well, they want to be around women, just not the majority that act the way they do today.
Right. Well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, anecdotally, my youngest son, 19, I mean, he doesn't, he looks across the field and goes, oh God, there's nothing.
Stepson, dude.
Huh?
Same with my stepson, 19 years old.
Yeah.
He's very picky about it. He wants them to have morals, and I won't go into all of it, because he's allowed to want what he wants, and some people are like, well, what's wrong with that? Well, he doesn't want that. He's got his boundaries. I mean, not long ago,
why is it wrong for men to have boundaries?
Well, dude, Jonah Hill, his ex, started blasting him all over Facebook and social media because he told her that she just wasn't up to his boundaries, and he let her down very easy. He's just like, I want these certain things in a relationship, and we're not evenly matched. So, I'm going to respectfully leave. And she blasted him all over the internet because he said he wanted boundaries. And I ended up reading Jonah's list, and I'm like, there was nothing wrong with what Jonah
exactly
had on there. He was saying, this is what I want in a woman. And
yeah,
I'm
sure can do it.
There's going to be women that say, this is what I want in a man. And I can tell you this, we as men, we want a feminine woman that acts like a woman. We don't want a woman that goes around saying, I'm independent, I don't need a man. We want a woman that says, I want a man, I want you, and you make me a better person, and that we're going to come together and do this as a team. I want you to be the mother. I want you to be the mom. You'll have your role and I'll have mine. But when we come together, we make the best team out there, and we're going to raise an amazing family. And people got to stop doing this bullshit where they say the kids come first and then putting their relationship on the back burner. Newsflash, that's the reason why the divorce rate's so high. It's the reason why marriage rate is so low, is because you're putting your marriage last. Your marriage is the very top. If mom and dad is happy and they are in love, the whole home is going to benefit from that. You need to put your spouse first. You do not need to let him be starving for intimacy. You do not need to use that as a negotiation tactic. You
Oh,
need
wait.
to use that as a home builder. That is the glue. That is what makes him feel comfort. That's what makes him drawn to you, and vice versa. There is a lot that comes from the man inside into you, okay? And you benefit from that, guys or ladies. You understand what I'm saying. We are best when we come together. No one is more important. We are a team, but we play a different role, and that is okay. It is okay for us to play those different roles, guys. We were made that way for a reason. We're not the same. And men, stop playing in women's sports. But women, a lot of these rules with feminism and stuff that you did created this.
Yeah. I'm trying to find there's let's see if I can find this thing. But it's a list that a girl made for her husband, that in order for him to play PlayStation, he has to do all these things all week, and then she'll oh, there it is. Got it. Hold on. Let me share this one. This is
yeah, dude. I want to pull this real quick. Mike and Talith read. That's Bible. God first, then your spouse, then your children.
Yep.
Ding, ding, ding. But how many churches do you see preaching that, Mike? And I'm going to tell you, there are some pastors that are starting to speak about it more. But if the church actually spoke about what's supposed to be going on in marriage and submission and coming together, they would lose half of their congregation
overnight.
And that's the problem, is they're wanting to keep people comfortable, so they keep the people on the pews, not necessarily worried about getting into heaven. They're worried about getting them to the pews every week so they can pass the offering plate.
Yeah. So what do you think of this?
Hell no.
I saw this somewhere
this
online.
This is how controlled a man, guys. I'm about to say this, and it could come out wrong, but I'm just going to tell you straight up, because you know I'm telling the truth. We're just not going to BS here. This is how controlled a man can be by a vagina.
Oh yeah. I did a video just last night about that.
And you know what? That's biblical too. Samson and Delilah. He could do all this stuff, this big, strong man. The one thing that took him down, that woman. Dude,
every time.
I'm a deer hunter. I love hunting deer. Mm-hmm. And on my camera, I get these magical bucks, dude. They're huge. You never see them out in public, and they're like monsters. And you're just like, oh, that's the one I want. That's the one I want. Hopefully he'll come out. You never see him because they're so stealthy, and the only time you might be able to see one is when those deers go in heat. He's going to be chasing a woman, and pop.
Oh yeah, that's how they go down.
This life. That is our number one weakness. And you know what? It's okay, guys, because we are sex driven and we want that, but that's to be done inside of our marriage. That's the glue. And ladies, if he married you, he married you to have sex with you. And when you keep telling him no and starving him, you're really screwing your marriage. I mean, that is a conversation that just does not get talked about enough. I have talked to so many men, Dewayne, and I don't know how they've done it, that have told me it's been like 6 months or a year since they've been intimate with their spouse.
Yeah.
That's not a marriage.
Not even close.
That's torture, man. That is like there's no connection. You don't feel wanted. You don't feel appreciated. You don't feel heard. And I'm going to tell you, a marriage like that, man, if they're not getting it from you, they're getting it somewhere. And some of you need to start getting understanding the red flags. But then I see like this woman, it became very common for women to use sex like a person uses a dog treat with a dog.
Right.
You do the trick. You do what I want you to. I'll give you this treat. If you do what I want you to, I've got all these little things you do. Or if you give me some money, I'll give you some tonight. BS, man. That's abuse. That's
Oh, yeah.
That's not marriage. That's prostitution, is what it is. It's prostitution. It comes with a price.
It's a contract. Yeah, you do this, I will do
There's
this.
strings attached. That's not supposed to be happening in a marriage. If you want to safeguard your marriage and you want to have the happiest marriage that you can, have as much sex as you possibly can when it's appropriate and when it's the time and the place. But
so in the middle of Walmart is a no.
No.
Okay.
But
all right.
When have you
Wish
ever
I knew that
heard,
then now. All right. Yeah.
when have you ever heard someone tell you, man, my marriage just broke up. We had too much sex.
I can't imagine.
I've never heard it.
If I did it, like, where's she live now? Who's that? What was her name?
Yeah. We had too much sex, man. My life was tortured. She wanted sex with me all the time.
I wish women understood just how important it is to men. I mean, I'm just a little anecdotal thing, but a couple days ago, I was all. Huh?
Oh, sorry. I'm just so excited. I was cutting you off in that.
You're so excited talking about sex.
Down boy. No. Well, it's the conversation. Say what you said.
A couple of days ago, it was, I'm walking, I'm angry, grunt, and then after happy time, I'm like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Blah, I'm just happy. I'm being nice to the animals. I'm just, like, hey, honey, what can I do for you?
Connection, everything. There's a reason why if you've been in an argument and you have sex, it's like the argument goes away. Okay,
a little truth. Ever start an argument just to have the makeup sex?
No, but don't give me ideas. What can I be mad about her today?
Yeah, I was like,
It's just, and it's one of the conversations that I don't know why we don't have it more. But it's that negotiating, because you know what? Because there's so many, this is going to cut like a knife. There's so many modern women that if they didn't have the vagina as the negotiating tool, they would bring no substance to a relationship.
What stuff I talk about, aside from a vagina, what do you bring to the relationship? What?
That's it. Outside of a warm, wet hole, what do you bring to the table? He's doing the work. He's raising the kids. Now he's cooking. He's cleaning the house. What are you bringing to the table? And that's sad, dude.
It is.
That's sad because I am a girl dad. My girls are much more than that. And I raised them to be.
Women used to be, I'm going back a long time, used to bring something more to the table than that. I mean, one of the things I love about Brandy is we can sit down, we can talk. I mean, in our marriage, like she brings her world to the conversation. I bring my world and position to the conversation. We talk about stuff. One of the reasons I love her is her nurturing ability, the way we talk. When we talk back and forth and work through issues, we're building our empire. That's one of the many reasons I love her, is because we're like a team. It's me and her against the freaking world. Dude, and that's a beautiful thing. I've been married 3 times. Didn't have it the first 2.
I told
great thing.
I told my wife, it's almost a month ago now. It's like if I could have had anything during that John Mass trial, if I had to do it over again with the stress, man, people have no idea what that trial did to me. At one point in time, I literally thought I was having a heart attack, Dewayne.
Yeah, you're right.
I went out in the hallway and I was so immersed in to this trial. Like I was hyperventilating and it felt like somebody was standing on my chest. I couldn't breathe. I had to go back to the Airbnb and even then I kept on the phone, like, what's going on, because I'm wanting John to get vindication and I'm having to tell myself, stop looking. Because I literally thought I was losing it. Right. The one thing that I could have used at night to recharge my batteries, I wish I would have had my wife.
They're calming.
That's my comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go put my head on her chest. I want her to hold me for a second. Babe, I am the strong man. I can conquer the world. I am that conqueror. But I do have my time where I need to recharge. And I'm vulnerable. And you're the place that I come to recharge my batteries.
Oh, and ladies, when guys do get vulnerable with you, if you use it against them, it'll never happen again.
Don't take that for granted. If you ever find a guy that can't be vulnerable with you and he can't open his heart to you, that is a guy at some point that was vulnerable with someone and gave them those details about their life and tried to connect with them. And then later on in an argument or in a courtroom, it was all thrown up in their face and used against them. Things that should never be used against a person because he gave you that to connect with you.
Yeah.
Then you used it to disconnect with him and to break him apart. You broke that trust. There's just certain things that you don't do.
Yeah.
That's another thing I love about my wife, dude. In the past, I had shared my details with people, and then in the smallest of fusses, it would be thrown in my face. Or even have like, that's why your wife cheated on you type stuff. Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. I heard that one numerous times before. That's why your wife cheated on you.
Oh, gone. You'd be out the door so quick.
Oh, she was.
Oh, okay. Problem solved.
It didn't last long. And remember, I'm the monster now. I'm the monster.
Yeah.
Anyway, get off of that. I don't even want to. Where was we? That's what it is.
Talking about trust and how when you share with your significant other.
Yeah, dude. The reason I love my wife now, I've gave her those like personal details that I don't give just anybody.
Yeah.
And they've never went anywhere. Friendships the same way. Dewayne, I confide in you. I've confided in Dewayne things I don't confide anywhere else, and I never hear them come back to me. I've had the friends in the past. I confide in them, and then one day I'm talking to somebody and something comes up, and I'm like, the only way you can know that is because somebody's been talking to you.
Yeah.
I pay attention, and we all do, and when that trust and that vulnerability is broken, that's a person. The way we as men usually deal with it is, okay, I see that I screwed up. I shouldn't have done that. I'm never doing that again. And sometimes that can be unhealthy. But it becomes a way of life. MGTOW, red pill, a lot of that is survival for these guys. It is survival. That's what they've had to do to get through. And a lot of it I agree with. I think the end game I don't agree with because we got to have relationships to exist.
Yeah.
We got to have marriages. We've got to have birth rates to go up.
Well, you're happier as a result of being married. You see what can happen.
I love being married.
Yeah.
If it's done right.
All right.
If it's done right. And dude, what sucks to me is I know some good guys, really good guys that are in bad marriages. And they're always the one doing the work, and they're so afraid to let go because they're like, they're thinking like, I've got to save this marriage. I'm like, dude, you don't have a marriage.
One more thing. If I do one more thing, I was that guy. Yeah.
It's like you're doing the same thing, expecting different results. Now, I never want to promote divorce. That's not what I'm saying. But some of these guys are already divorced and they just ain't smelled the coffee.
Right.
They were never married to begin with. They didn't have a wife.
Right.
When you finally get a real wife, you will know because your life will be better in every aspect.
And these women don't even.
Is that a fair way to say it? Is that a fair way to say it?
That's a fair way. But these women don't even
before, but I don't think I was actually married. I didn't have what I have now.
Right.
And I literally cherish every aspect of my marriage.
Wow.
I've had a few women that have hit on me since I've done with the Whittaker stuff, man. And I don't even blink. I'm like, I'm a happily married man. Go talk to Patrick.
Yeah.
Go talk to Patrick. He's single.
Yeah.
I ain't even worried about it, dude. I don't even have eyes for anybody else. Of course, I see somebody. Okay. I know in my mind that should be sexy and that looks good.
Guys are visual. Yeah.
We're visual. I see it. Okay.
You plop a pair of boobies in front of me, I'm going to look.
That butt's so big and those pants are so tight. If she farts, it's going to blow her shoes off.
Yeah.
But I don't have eyes for it because now I'll tell you this. When you go without intimacy, even in the happiest of marriages, you go without intimacy, even that loyal of a guy when he is being starved of intimacy, the things he normally wouldn't see and that don't tempt him, it's just like when you're on a diet, guys. Think about this. When you're on a diet, and so the hardest diet I've ever done is carnivore diet, where you can't eat no carbs.
Right.
And for some reason, when you can't eat carbs, you crave them, dude.
Like
and
a
you
pizza.
can smell things. You can smell things that you never smelled before, even the simplest of ingredients. I smell it all, and it's so tempting. It's the same thing with intimacy and a relationship where I'm not getting intimacy and you're not having sex with me. And then all of a sudden, here comes this girl in these, like, you know, slutty clothes and everything with all of her goods hanging out. Even though I know she's trash, the thing I'm being starved is sitting right in front of my face. It's like the guy that hasn't eaten, and there's like this big, juicy steak right in front of him. It starts going. You need to make sure your man is satisfied. He's not hungry. If he's hungry, let him eat. If he's hungry, let him eat. Keep him satisfied, and you will have a great marriage.
We're simple.
That's it. Yeah, we're damn simple.
It is a very simple. I talk to Brandon about it all the time.
Simpleness is held against us, though, because how many times have you heard that? Is that all you think about?
Are you an ass if you say yeah?
Well, you have been an ass in the past. You were an ass if you was like, yeah, it's kind of what I think about. You know, I can say now that I'm older, that's not all I think about.
Right.
I'm pretty easy to please. I'm not going to talk about my life on here, you know, but I don't need it all day long like I used to.
Right.
Just say, I get mine and I'm good to go. I want to go do meaningful things with you. I want to go take care of the Whitakers. I want to go do this. But there comes a time I'm hungry or I have my needs. They're met. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There is no greater feeling for any of these guys that have been in these bad relationships and that lived years and years in a torturous marriage. Because listen to me, I was that guy that could not lay his head down at night without thinking, where is she at? What's she doing? And just like any time that we weren't together, I didn't want her to have no friends. I didn't want her to go nowhere because I knew I had that type of person. You know, I couldn't trust it. There is, if you've ever been in that relationship where you're always just worried, there's no greater feeling on the face of this earth than finally getting in that marriage where you're like, I'll see you later, babe. I have no worries. None.
Yeah. Oh, well, Brandy went out of town to a concert with some of her friends and stuff. I was bachelor all weekend. I didn't care.
Was you like that before?
It was more of what kind of craziness is she going to do now? I didn't have an issue with my first white ball that I know of, cheating or stuff like that, but it was just the conniving, all the other.
But you didn't have the worry in your mind?
Not really. I didn't have that specific worry.
I had a reason.
Well, yeah, you had a reason.
Tried to.
You'd been hurt.
Yeah, I tried to fix something that I didn't break.
Right.
And show forgiveness.
Right.
Is what I think has been my problem with forgiving people now. Because I used to be the person that forgave and kept getting screwed over and screwed over. Then it became, I don't forgive anybody. 3 strikes, you're out.
3? Wow, I'm like 0.
Oh, sometimes it's 1. Sometimes it's 1, but I'm talking about even close, like family.
You're
supposed to give forgiveness all the time. It's like, no, you're on very thin ice. You show me who you are, I listen.
Yeah. As I've gotten older, I have cut majority of my family out, friends, you name it, just because I got to be happy. I got to, and having these people that cause problem, division, and all that stuff ain't worth it.
I hate drama, dude. God, there's nothing on the face of this earth I hate more than drama. And then conflict. I hate conflict. And that's one of my weaknesses I'm trying to get better about, because conflict is one of those, you got to know how to handle conflict. And my way, after going through years of conflict, became, if I see conflict, I'm just going to go in the opposite direction and try to forget about it. You got to learn how to resolve conflict, and my way was just go away from it. Well, that doesn't do anything with conflict. That usually just builds it up, and we're all works in progress, dude.
Oh, yeah.
One of the greatest feelings for me is being able to say what my weaknesses are, because I know what they
Go.
are, and it gives me power over my weakness. You
Right.
know what I mean? It's like, hey, I have a weakness, but I can tell you what that weakness is because I'm going to kick its ass. You know, I'm working on it. I'm finding out those weaknesses and I'm trying to eliminate them. I'll never get rid of all of them, but I am a work in progress. And I couldn't do that in the past. I had a hard time doing that in the past, and that was attached with a low self-esteem. A person with a low self-esteem will constantly try to make excuses for those weaknesses.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. That people don't. Yeah, that I mean that's growth. As you get older, a little wiser, you start seeing those things. I'm curious because I know probably like one of your weaknesses, pizza. I don't know how you're doing with the whole pizza weakness.
I ate one at 12:30 midnight, night before last.
Oh, hey, perfect.
There was a new one at Walmart that I wanted to try, which I will give you guys. Hey, you heard me on Dave's Hot Chicken, so
right.
I'll give you a new recommendation. Walmart has this new brand, and I think it's supposed to be like their store brand, but they're not telling you it's their store brand. It's called Better Good, and they got this
Better
pizza.
Good.
Yes, there's this one pizza that is. It doesn't taste like a frozen pizza. It's pepperoni and sopressata. It's like some type of meat, similar, I guess, like to salami or something like that. Oh my freaking God. But then they had another one the other night with pepperoni and ricotta, and I love ricotta. Dude, if you can get a frozen pizza that tastes like a restaurant pizza, have you ever had Newman's Own?
I think I have years ago.
So Newman's Own's got one now. It's a stone-fired crust. It tastes straight out like you just got that thing out of Italy, dude. And it actually says all ingredients came from Italy. Tastes like it came from a restaurant. It's a little bit more expensive. You pay for what you get, though. And 100% of their profits go to charities, which I think is badass.
Oh, wow.
Okay. They do not operate for money.
And so fundraiser opportunity?
Yeah, the quality is on another level, dude. If you guys have never had Newman's Own, like if there was a YouTube channel out there that's already being done that I say, man, I wish I had that idea or that I could do it, it would be Dave Portnoy and the One Bite, pizza. Okay. Oh, dude, I would love to do that. I am a pizza connoisseur. I can tell you so much about pizza, and I've actually thought about doing it anyway. Dad Talk Pizza Review.
Yeah. Had to give a shout out to Julie on the emos. St. Louis pizza.
I've never had emos.
Oh, you haven't lived. You haven't lived. I'll have to get some of their frozen stuff. You can actually on Gold Belly. If you've never been to goldbelly.com.
Never the same though, dude.
It's not the same, but again, I wouldn't have to drive 12 hours to get a pizza.
Yeah, I get you. I got you.
But there's stuff, from your hometown or home city, and you got that craving, it helps.
It gives you a taste. It reminds you a little bit of what it is you're missing, but it's not ever the same.
It's not exactly, but emos, it's a thin crust. It's like a cracker. And gosh, I have fond memories. Actually,
dude, we got a place like that. We got a place like that. We got a place like that here called Palooza.
Really?
It's been there for a year. They do the cracker. Yeah, it's literally like almost like a saltine cracker crust.
Okay.
It's really good. But that's what I liked about Lou Malnati's in Chicago, dude. Even because they did the deep dish pizza, it was like a cracker crust. Oh my freaking God.
Yeah.
That is one of the like tourist traps they call it, but that was one of the tourist traps that you're glad to get trapped in. And then I tried one of the like top 3 pizzas that everybody talks about in Chicago called Pequod's, and I hated it, dude.
Yeah.
It was like 10 pounds deep dish, but it was nothing but like thick bread. And for me to not like pizza is, yeah.
Yeah, to try. Yeah.
But tried Newman's Own, guys, and then somebody was asking about the other brand at Walmart. It's called Better Good.
Better Good.
I think that's Walmart's version of Newman's Own, if that makes sense. You know how anything name brand, Walmart's got like the knockoff, right?
Right, yeah.
That's their great value brand of Newman's Own. And that pizza it's really good. It's like $7, man. Newman's Own is about $10 for a frozen pizza.
Yeah, it's inflation. Might have to jump on the Walmart app and get some delivered. We'll see.
Try it, dude. I'm telling you, and come back and tell me if you don't like it.
Yeah, have to try it out.
I know pizza shops in every state.
It's like brandy and Mexican food. Chips and salsa at every Mexican restaurant in the world.
I like Mexican food too, dude, but like I'm very picky about it.
Right.
I'm not gonna eat Mexican food, like go out of my way to do Mexican food anywhere but Texas. Anywhere in Texas, they know how to do Mexican food. You're not getting Mexican food in Georgia like you are in Texas.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is.
It's like barbecue. I mean, dude, I've never been so depressed in my life after I got familiar with Texas barbecue, and I have to come back to Georgia.
Yeah, it's almost sacrilegious. Yeah, they get you hooked on it, and then you got to leave.
I'll have to take you to get some Georgia barbecue one time. It's good, but it is very what's the word? Where it's like certain people that are used to it. I can't think of the word right now. Where most people use like it's a desired taste. You have
acquired taste. It's
acquired taste. There you go. So
Yeah.
like where most states use tomato base for their barbecue sauce,
Right.
like Texas.
Okay.
We do mustard sauce. So it's very vinegary.
Okay. Right. Okay.
And there's actually history behind it. And a lot of it, like if you get a sandwich here, it'd be like really mushed up fine. And what it was back in the South, a lot of people didn't have much money. So pork was very cheap. And not only did they not have much money, they couldn't afford dental care. So a lot of people didn't have teeth. So they would make this really tender pork barbecue that was cheap, mix it in with that mustard sauce, put it in, and it was easy for them to eat.
Okay.
So, and it's just stuck in Georgia and the Carolinas. You get like a mustard-based barbecue sauce, and I like it now to an extent.
Right.
I have to be in the mood for it. Whereas Texas barbecue, I could eat every day.
Yeah, my oldest took me out to lunch at a place out here. I'm trying to remember the place, but they had some of the best barbecue there. Oh, it was good.
Dude, it's hard to find bad barbecue there. Hard to eat.
Yeah,
that's where, dude, the one that Younger takes me to when I'm out there, it's kicking.
yeah.
I'm going to tell you another one, dude. It's a tourist trap, but it's a tourist trap for a reason. It's that damn Terry Black's, man.
I don't think I've ever ate there.
I can't believe you haven't had Terry Black's and you live in DFW area.
No, never heard of it.
Dude,
Never heard of it.
You got to do it and report back to me.
Okay.
The brisket is obviously one of the things they do best, but everything there was, I had to wait in the line for 3 hours to get their barbecue.
Oh God.
That's probably why you haven't tried it yet, but
that's exactly why I have not.
There was a reason that you had to wait. But there, and then Himes used to be my favorite. They do barbecue bacon burnt ends. And then what it is, instead of a brisket burnt in, it's a pork belly burnt in.
Right.
Bacon, anything is good.
Bacon, yeah.
But it was amazing. And then the last couple of times I went, it's like they started changing up their recipes. They don't do their homemade fries or anything like they used to.
Oh, God,
started taking shortcuts.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
Times, if you hear this, what are you doing? It was amazing. Don't mess with the formula, guys. Didn't you learn anything from New Coke?
New Coke.
Yeah.
I tried that joke on the kids. They had no idea what I was talking about.
Oh, speaking of New Coke and bad company decisions like Bud Light, how do you guys feel about the new Cracker Barrel logo?
I mean, yeah, they got rid of the guy in the barrels. I don't know what on that one. I don't know what the big offense is.
Was Cracker Barrel a big thing for you growing up?
No.
Here in the South, it was an institution.
Okay.
Cracker Barrel was the place that you go, you're going to hang out in the store, you're going to get your country food, but the whole business was built off of image and nostalgia. You're going to see all the old road signs. You're going to see all the old soda signs that you don't see anymore, gas station signs, like everything there. like the whole experience is supposed to be nostalgia, like going to grandma's house. You're going to see food that you hadn't seen in a long time. It's going to be good down home country cooking. And the old man sitting on the Cracker Barrel, who was tied in, he was the uncle of the guy that created Cracker Barrel.
Okay.
It was tradition. And the whole reason that brand was built was off of tradition. And then here they go, and not only changed up that logo, but they're changing up the whole inside.
Oh, they're doing that too.
Yeah,
oh.
you're not gonna see the nostalgia
the store inside and all that stuff. Are they keeping the little checkerboardy thing, the little game?
Looks like they did, but it's getting modernized. And so that was one of those things. It's like Cracker Barrel is timeless. You should be able to go in Cracker Barrel in 2025 and it should feel the same way as it did in 1995. And they're taking that element away from it. Southwest Airlines. I don't know what companies are thinking right now. I will not fly Southwest since they did to me what they did to me.
Right.
You know, that not did to me. I flew Southwest everywhere because I got free luggage, and then I could pick my seat. I could literally be the last person on the airplane, and then I could look at all the leftovers and say which one's closest to the front and the most comfortable.
Right. It looks like you touched a nerve with the Cracker Barrel. I'm seeing comments rolling in.
That's why I asked if it wasn't a big thing for you growing up in the South. Like if you ever did a road trip, on the exits, you were going to see Cracker Barrel coming up, similar to what you did with Buc-ee's.
Right.
And that was the place that you went that made you feel like you was a little bit closer to home, and that is going to hit on all those nostalgic feelings, all those little feel-good things. And the thing that made that company, they're literally doing away with it. Same thing with Southwest Airlines. Their thing was, I'm not going to have to pay for baggage, and I'm going to have open seating. I don't have to go through all that hassle. They did away with it. Now Southwest is another Spirit. You know, and Cracker Barrel, they literally took away the cracker sitting on the barrel. And it's almost, right, let's be honest, dude. Again, don't want to get into the whole race thing, but it's like, was there something wrong with an old white man being on there?
Oh, they've been removing everything.
Our image. What's wrong with serving old white men?
Yeah. It is funny, though, because, I mean, the older I get, the more nostalgic I get. Obviously, I mean, all the 80s stuff here, I'd much just rather listen to 80s music. And then see companies, like Cracker Barrel. I didn't realize it was that much of an institution.
Yeah, dude.
I thought they were just changing the name, not all the insides and all the other stuff. That
doing all that.
Why do they do? I mean, why do they have a formula and then screw it up? I mean, I don't.
It's been in decline for years, dude. It was one of those restaurants. I don't know if you have certain ones like this. Sometimes you go, it's good. Sometimes you go, it's bad. It's all according to how it's ran, and the experience used to be consistent, and now you just never know. I've went there, and I usually get the catfish. The catfish would be raw. I've had some bad experiences with Cracker Barrel. But their thing was always that homemade chicken and dumplings. I tell you what's crazy.
Someone was talking dumplings. Oh, biscuits and gravy. That was it.
Oh, biscuits and gravy too. But dude, Robert Mast, John's dad, had never had chicken and dumplings. And he had never been to a Cracker Barrel. When we were traveling up in the Northwest, I started talking, and I would have thought, one of those comfort foods when you live in the cold, there's nothing better than a bowl of hot chili or a bowl of hot chicken and dumplings, with some corn. And no, he had never had chicken and dumplings. He was like, chicken and what's that, Eric? And I was like, Robert, are you serious?
Damn.
Yeah, especially being Amish too.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, we're going to get some chicken and dumplings. And it didn't even hit that hard that night. It wasn't the greatest Cracker Barrel. So he might not think there's anything special about chicken and dumplings. I'll have to cook him some one time. But that was his first time eating them.
Wow. That's weird that Amish chicken, you would think that would have been.
Especially the cold, dude. Again. In the snow, that's better than
when it gets cold here, the week that we get cold weather, I've already bought the chicken and dumplings ready to go. Mama's got the crock pot out, and we're ready to rock.
Dude, I have like with the best recipe for chicken and dumplings, and it's simple, so simple. It's actually Paula Deen. Paula Deen, I learned it from. But the best dumplings is ice water. You got to get literally put the ice in there and get the water like ice cold, dude. Literally ice cold, and flour. That's it. Ice water in that, and flour. Maybe put some salt in it too to give the dumplings a little flavor. Do that up, and it makes the dumplings like really firm. Roll them out, paper thin, throw them in. Or you can just pinch them off and put them in.
Yeah. Well, you've kind of tapped into something here. People don't cook anymore.
No.
I mean, like, what happened between, like...
Feminism. Dude, women aren't supposed to be in the kitchen anymore. What happened? What school does home ec anymore?
I think Gen X...
It wasn't there when I was there.
It was or was not?
It wasn't.
Oh, okay. So I guess Gen X was the last one then, because I do remember home ec in school. Also, they taught finance too, but a whole different conversation. But yeah, we had home ec.
Ladies, let me say something to you. Realize how much they have lied to you.
We talked to you here.
Yeah. And let me realize how much they've lied to you to make you think that being at home, not having to work a job, raising your kids, taking care of the home, being a good wife and dressing up like a woman and taking care of your home, that's oppressive. That's bad. Having to cook for your family, having to look after your home, that's bad. That's oppressive. It's no good. That's evil. It's narcissistic.
And
what?
You're telling
who in the world
convinced? Well, that documentary that I keep talking about, I did an episode or two a while back on. Feminism sold a lie to these women, a horrible lie. It's insane what they did. I mean, yeah, and women have lost so much as a result of it.
There's a time where, if you're single and you got to learn to be independent. Okay, cool. You can do things independent and you don't have to rely on anybody. But when you're on a relationship or in a marriage, you're a team. I love knowing that I have someone to rely on and that she can rely on me.
Right.
Because there's been times where she's not doing so good. And I'm like, baby, I got you. Come here, baby. I love you.
Yeah.
What do you need? Tell me what you need. But there's also been times, I know, not long ago, actually, I don't talk about it on here often, but I wasn't in the best financial situation. I had kind of hit and it was one of those days similar to the cell phone and then the AC. This was a day, I was struggling to even put gas and groceries on the table, guys. And I had a tire bust, or like I had a flat tire. And I was like, I do not have the money. Next thing I know,
you're a woman.
I hear cha-ching. I had told my wife about it. And I was like, what is this? She was like, go get yourself something to eat while you're waiting on your new tire. And I was like, no. You're not sending me that. She's like, shut up. Go get your new tire and go get you something to eat while you're waiting. And I'm like, dude, that's the way marriage is supposed to be. You don't have to do it all on your own when you've got somebody, because you two are one. You two make one,
I read that or heard about that somewhere. Something about two people come together into one flesh. I don't remember where that was. Yeah, I don't know. There's just so much that have been lost through feminism. But people in general don't cook anymore. Or they think that reheating a prepared meal is cooking.
It makes me think of a story with my uncle. My dad used to like to tell all the time. It's funny now. I used to hear it at every family reunion. But my uncle married a woman. She was beautiful. She was a cheerleader, great person, but she was never taught to cook, didn't know anything. And my dad had made a joke one time about her not cooking. And she was like, I could cook. I cook for him all the time. Anyway, he was like, what do you cook? She's like, I cook a sandwich. But was serious. was serious.
It's like that scene from Ricky Bobby when she calls everyone to the dinner table. It's KFC, McDonald's, Subway, and stuff. I just come and slam it over the stove all day.
But dude, I mean, it ain't even got to be nothing serious, man. Like the other day, they showed it was one of those memes. It was like, you come home and your wife has cooked you this. What do you do? And it was like homemade biscuits with like kielbasa in it. I'm like, I'm telling her she better make me some cheese grits, and I'm eating my damn biscuit. You don't have to do anything big. It's just to know that you is taken care of. Dude, I'll eat hamburger helper like it's going out of style.
Oh, yeah.
I love me some hamburger helper.
Well, it's not just the food. It's the fact that they're doing it for you. It's an act of love.
That you care. That you care. I didn't have to do this. I wanted to do this. You know? And, I mean, that's just the things that made me love my wife, is knowing that the things that she did for me. I'll never forget on our second date, like she started, and there she's calling me now. She might know I'm talking about her.
Don't you tell that story.
She paid for my meal. This is before dad talk, guys.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, no. I was like, I got it. And she's like, no. She's like, you paid last time. I'm paying this time.
Working around for Ashton Kutcher to jump out.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, what do I do with my
Paid
hand?
for my meal, and then I think she paid for, like we went to the movies, she would pay for it, or if I paid for the meal, she's always got the tip, and you know, and it was like, huh?
Did you put out that night?
I was like, this is different, you know. It was just different. It was refreshing. It was so refreshing because it wasn't like a talk I had to have. It just happened, which made me know she cares about me.
Yeah,
you know, it wasn't about that she paid for the food. I was willing to pay for the food.
Yeah,
the fact that she did it,
right?
Without having to ask. And then, dude, me and her started dating 1 week before I got my knee surgery.
Wow.
And yeah, for like the next 3 months, I'm in a wheelchair, and I could not have been treated better, dude. I was hooked on Starbucks white chocolate mochas. Salted white caramel mochas.
Dude, your man card was given up a long time ago.
Dude, I haven't drank Starbucks in years, dude. Like this Dad Talk Today mug is filled up to the top, and it's black coffee.
Black coffee, all
like
right.
my soul. No, I don't have a black soul. But back then, I did like the salted white caramel mochas. I had one of those in my hand every day. She would bring me stuff, always massaging me and everything. And I remember back then as it was going down, I'm like, what's happening? And then I was trying to convince myself to break up with her. And I had
must be wrong.
I had an old coworker. He still loves to remind me of it. He was like, "Are you an idiot?" He's like, "I know what you've went through in your marriage and everything." He was like, "Dude, this is like God sent her from heaven."
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I know. It's too good to be true, dude. Something crazy is about to happen.
Yeah, she's going to burn the house down or something.
Something crazy is about to happen. And it was amazing.
Yeah. Every once in a while you get lucky. It usually takes a couple tries. I mean, it was a third time for me.
I wish I would have had kids with her, man.
Oh, that's a whole other. Yeah,
I wish that would have been the mother of my children.
Yeah.
No offense to the mother of my children, even though we don't get along so great. You gave me my kids, and I'll always appreciate you for that. I can be a good guy. I mean that.
That's great right there.
But I just would have loved to have had that experience with her, because I've seen the mother that she is.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the wife that she is, and I would have loved to have been able to give my kids that life under one roof.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the blended family, it's a toughie. Because there's just things that there's just no way that you can talk your way out of.
It's hard to parent the way you need to parent, because the kids know how to game the situation.
Oh God, do they ever?
They know where mom and dad don't get along. They know what mom will let them do, which dad won't let them do. And they know what to do to get their way.
Right.
And they know, especially in places where it's conflict, I'll get away from it because dad and mom aren't going to talk.
Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I
And
can't
it's
believe kids
bad.
would do that.
Yeah. And you hear from kids and they think they had it so bad and so strict. And I'm like, you have no idea. They don't even know what strict are, Dewayne.
Well,
Or strict is.
I did a story yesterday, and a 15-year-old kid shot and killed his father a couple days before Christmas for disciplining him, and he didn't get any jail time. And then actually 24 hours before that, a 12-year-old girl stabbed her dad to death. I mean, and kind of tying it into the whole discipline thing. It's
So
I'm going to take away your electronics. I'm going to put you in your room, please.
well, you tried to take my man card from me on the Starbucks. I'm about to get it back. You ready?
Okay, let's see what we got here.
I told you my wife was just calling me, right?
Right.
So I just looked down to check the message while I was here. It was because she was at home. She knew I was on the podcast, didn't want to disturb me. And she was like, I brought you a cheeseburger and it's in the refrigerator. I just wanted you to know, and I'll be back in a little bit. Love you. I got food.
So I wouldn't say that would get your man card back.
I didn't have to ask.
Yeah, I know, but
She did it.
again, it's Starbucks lattes.
I mean, Starbucks is pretty awful, dude. I will say, back then, the reason I don't do it now is because I would still like it. They're just full of sugar. Back then, their mixed drinks with their espresso were good. Are they $6 or $7 good? No way. Their coffee is the worst coffee I've ever had on the face of this earth.
So when you went to Starbucks, did you wear the Han Solo boots?
No. I had my hand so low you couldn't see them.
Ah.
That was a Cheech and Chong thing.
Oh my god.
Nah, dude, like I loved them things, and I would get like several shots and stuff in it. But man, there has never been more of a ripoff restaurant than a Starbucks. It's costing them like a quarter or 30 cents to make those drinks that they're selling for $6 or $7.
Oh yeah.
And they've made it popular to go get it with
Sit
the
in line
kids
for a half hour.
Oh yeah, the kids just eat that up. One of my favorite things, dude, is you see that where them boys got their dad to go to Starbucks for him, and he didn't know how to order, and they told him to get a pinkety drinkety.
Pinkety drinkety.
He
Okay.
thought he was serious. He was like, "Can I get
God.
a pinkety drinkety?" And they said, "Get me a fratte potato." He's like, "A fratte potato," and you hear the lady. She goes, "What the hell?
What the hell are you talking
He
about?
said a pinkety drinkety." You got It's funny.
I begrudgingly went into a Starbucks probably about a decade ago, and I sat there. I'm looking at the board, and I'm like, I can't do this, and walked out. I did not.
Well, you're not a coffee guy.
I'm not a coffee guy on top of it, but all the guys from that office were like, "Oh, hey, let's go to Starbucks to have a meeting," and I couldn't do it. I had to leave. Just never couldn't do it at all. I don't know.
Now, there's another one out west that I used to see called Pete's. It's really good. Okay, hopefully I don't get tagged on this. Hopefully I don't get tagged on this because reused material. We're doing a reaction. We're doing a reaction.
Reacting.
Okay, I won't even go full screen on it. Can you see it?
I can see it. Yes.
Okay, this is what I was telling you about.
What do you guys want?
Let me get a fratte motete. And then let me get a Trenta pinkety drinkety. Trenta.
Frinkety, pinkety, dinky, and a frappe mate.
What the hell?
A frappe mate. And a
What
frinkety,
the hell?
Drink and a big cafe over there.
frappe mate.
Latte. I don't think we got one of those.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My first time. A pinkety dinkety. Drink a pinkety dinkety. Yes.
Okay, it's gonna be $5.45.
Thank you.
Dude, does that not just give you good feelings knowing those guys are having fun with their dad?
Oh, exactly. And busting his balls. That's the best part.
I love those
Pinkety
moments.
dinkety.
Yeah. Dinkity, pinkity, drinkity.
Oh
It's
god.
like, sorry, it's my first time. A frate motato.
Wow.
Then, dude, there's the guy. I don't know where this is, but he's got this guy that hangs out at his convenience store called Uncle Rich. He's the one that does the fart spray hand sanitizer. Have you seen that?
I think I've seen something like that. Yeah, I'm a member of a number of fart Facebook pages.
Oh no, it's great. It's like he has these customers come up. He owns a convenience store, and he'll tell them, "Hey, get some hand sanitizer," and it's fart spray, and they'll do it, and they'll be like, "What'd you put on my hands?" But he had one video that went so viral when he did it, and it was this guy named Uncle Rich, and now it's popular for him to take Uncle Rich to the Starbucks and different places and tell him to order stuff. It's hilarious.
Oh wow.
I can't do it justice. You'll just have to go watch it.
I'll have to Google that.
We've been going for 2.5 hours.
Oh my
now.
god, yeah.
But guys, do you have any questions? We've had people watching. I've seen comments, but if you got any questions, put them on there. If not, we'll probably start wrapping this up sometime soon. I've got a lot to work on. So another thing is, guys, I'm still looking for volunteers to help with Dad Talk. And the biggest thing I need help with is the fundraising. I need to get funds so that I can fight for this movement. At the same time, funds come with accusations and all kinds of stuff. I don't want to be actively involved in the process. If there's someone that could do it, that way we had what we needed to fight. I actually think I could give this system a black eye like they've never seen if I had the resources to do it with. I know what to do to take Goliath down. I'm telling you, I feel that confident I could do it, but not without the money. You're going to need a war chest. We are going up against a multi-billion-dollar industry, and they are not going to go down without a fight. And I'm willing to fight, but I need the help on that back end. And now, with all this other stuff I've got going on, I just don't have the time to be involved with that process. I will need to raise funds. I can go get these documentaries shot and get this content going out, but I need to pay people to do the editing and all the other stuff. Yes, there might be some people that would volunteer to help, but let me tell you my past experience, guys. And I mean this with all due respect. To help you get with volunteers when they're not getting paid. It's a drama pit.
You get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for. And when you're paying, you can hold them a little bit more accountable and expect higher standards. And then, yeah, it's been with this particular cause, it's been nothing but a drama pit. And I think it's probably been that way the whole time you've been here, isn't it, Dewayne?
I've been, involved with how long? 12, 13, 14, 15 years at this point.
You was here a good bit before I was.
It's just been nonstop
dude.
Drama and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. There's
I'm
a lot
always,
of work.
People are saying, Eric, you need to work with this organization or you need to do this. And I'm like, guys, I've been there, I've done that. And it's a drama pit. I'm not.
Yeah.
I never got anything done. It was always something going on. So if I could get people to that extent to help with the fundraising to where I could get the crew that's needed, it would help greatly. If you would be willing to, put your time. And here's the thing, guys, it should sell itself. Dad Talk, if you add up all of our social media, it's like 1.5 million followers, guys. We got the following. What we've got to create is a sense of urgency and the reality of what dads are going through in America, all around the world, really. But we're going to focus right here because I believe America drives a lot of what goes on in the rest of the world. And why do you think that is? Where does the world get their entertainment, Dewayne?
We give them plenty to work with.
We give them plenty to work with. And they base themselves off a lot of what we do here. So if you guys could help with that, it would be amazing. I do have, if for people that would like to meet, you can go sign up to get meetings with me on dadtalktoday.com. It is a paid service. Okay. Because I will have to take away time from whatever I'm doing to do this. I used to do it for free all the time, guys. And what happened? I never got anything done. And then I didn't pay my bills at the end of the month. So that's one of the ways, like if you really want the time and want to talk to me, it's there if you'd like to. other than that, I'm going to be making my trips up to West Virginia, and hopefully I have Mr. Timmy with me here soon. Dwayne's wife got to meet him for a FaceTime. She enjoyed that, didn't she?
Oh yeah. Oh, she talks about it to this day. I'm trying to find the thing on it. Yeah, she got to talk with him. Let's see. Yeah. Pause, that popped up on screen. But yeah, got to talk with him a while back. It was, still talks about it. I think it's been a couple weeks, but yeah, still. Yeah, it was cool to chat with him and all that, and really brighten her day.
Anybody that loves or meets Timmy would love him. I mean, he is his personality is addictive. Like, you just want to be around it. It's infectious. He's a handful now.
He's a handful.
He's a handful. He's hyper. He's very hyper. So sometimes you have to calm down, Timmy. Okay. But
you're up here. You need to be down here.
Yeah, he's so excited to be out of the house.
Getting interactions. He's
loving it,
seeing the world, and I mean,
it's what life's all about, man.
I know. Yeah, no, and now I think everybody knows they can. Well, you're not doing the videos on Dad Talk today, right? On YouTube, it's on your.
I tried to keep that. Like I said,
keep it separate. So
this is the first time I've actually really talked about it on Dad Talk.
Yeah, they can go to what's the YouTube channel?
Whittaker Family.
Whittaker Family, and they got Facebook page,
Facebook, TikTok. There's an X account I haven't got to do much on yet, but there is an X account, Instagram, and we got some more announcements coming sometime soon. Other places you can access it, other things going on. But my plan is to have Snapchat, Rumble, everything. I want to set it all up. It's a lot of work, guys. Anybody, again, that thinks content creation is easy, come talk to me. Let me show you the reality. It's a lot.
This was a group a couple weeks ago was getting a little unruly, we'll say, and I was asked to kind of step in and clean up the group. My pleasure, Julie. But yeah, we got them under control, and they are all happy members now. So.
All right. Again, this was drama, bro.
Oh yeah.
Drama. Never ending. Guys, I guess we're gonna call it there. And it was fun to come on here and just to have a random chat.
Yeah. No, just have more of these. Maybe set up like a Sunday chat day or something.
Yeah, maybe that's what we can do. We don't know what we're gonna talk about. We're just gonna come on here and do it. And I hope, more than anything, with what I did today, that those two pieces of crap that bolted out of the restaurant last night see what I did. I tell you what pisses me off now. We have a local Columbus, Georgia group where it talks about all the restaurants, and like people say like, hey, this place, go eat there. I put that post that I did last night in that group because I wanted people to know, like, go support this restaurant. And then this is what they went through. And they declined it. And I was like, all right. And I have a feeling it's because of some of the comments I made on the groups of people.
Oh yeah. Well, we can't call any of that out.
No, you can't call any of that out. And I said, you know what? That's the reason these problems exist. Is people aren't allowed to call it out. So it's all right. I used my page, but I would have thought, they would have had a heart for this restaurant that's struggling. Man, the restaurant business is a hard business. The margins that you make off of a plate of food, yes, they might have got the steak for half the price that you cooked, but they also had to serve it to you. They had to pay for the cook. They had to pay for the electricity. They had to pay for all of the ingredients, the napkins, the condiments, the rent. Like, and when you go through all of that and find out, what did I actually make on this right here? It's very little. And that's why so many restaurants are going out of business. And right now, people can't afford to eat out. And so, like I said, the quality of the meat that the Koreans serve is expensive. It's usually a notch above what you normally would. So with what they ordered, they probably took a pretty good hit on that. And that just ticks me off. Don't be that person.
Yeah. Go there and do something good with your day. Help somebody. Go to an old folks home.
Kill some
zombies.
zombies.
Somebody.
Yeah, kill some zombies.
Kill some zombies. If that's going to be the best part of your day, make that the best part of your day.
That's it. There was another page I used to like to watch similar to that, man. You ever watch Pop Watch?
Do you think with my stuff I do for Pissed Off Parent, I know about Pop Watch? No, I've never heard of it.
You would think so. It was a really big page. It was a guy that had a grandpa, and he was like the old school grandpa that we all grew up with. He felt like your grandpa. He was always, no matter how hard his grandson worked, his granddad would always say, "Oh shit, you ain't worked today. You ain't done nothing," you know. And he just reminded you of that old school grandpa, and everybody fell in love with him. Always drinking Dr. Peppers, and his grandson would pick him up every day to take him to the store and stuff, and he just loved getting out of the house. They ended up getting millions, and it was in Texas. Yeah, and it went on for years, and he died last year.
Oh,
yeah, it was sad, man.
Pop Watch.
I can't believe you ain't never seen Pop Watch.
What's
funny, man?
Oh,
Granddad be riding down the road, and he'd trip you out. He said, "Look at that girl right there. She got a big old booty." Like, what in the world? He just reminded you of that old school American granddad, dude.
Yeah, out of Longview, Texas. All right.
Go watch it. He's still doing like replays and stuff on there.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get Pop on here at one point in time, but I could never get in touch with him.
I'll have to check it out. He looks interesting.
Todd said this was a great chat. Good to see you guys together again. Well, thank you there, Todd.
Yeah.
Thank you there.
It was a fun one.
How did y'all like that Dad Talk Today intro? Need to make it the outro. I'm going to listen to it on the way out.
There you go.
How that? We don't ever listen to it on the way out. With that said, guys, please get out there, like, share, subscribe. We'll be back. If you want to see more of me, why you would do that, you got to be messed up in the head. But I'll have some content coming out with the Whitakers. No, on a serious note, we do some really good work over there. So please follow us over there. And I want nothing but good to happen with that family. And I think we're changing their lives for the better, guys. I enjoyed it, Dewayne. We'll see you next time.
See y'all later.
Say anything to the people before we get out of here?
Have a good rest of your Sunday. Do some good out there.
That's it. All right, y'all. Enjoy the song.